It's on? Somebody check some issue?
Yeah, check.
Let me see what live is. Is it good?
It's almost there.
Go on. We good? All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites of the Lions Den camp. All right. And we're here to prophesy the return of our King, Yahweh Shai, and also to prophesy the downfall of the wicked kingdom, also known as Babylon, also known as spiritual Egypt, spiritually Assyria, spiritual Nineveh. All right. But before we do so, usually we step out into the streets, but these the weather conditions, we just want to make sure we get the work done. All right. So we're going to do a sit down today. Before we start any epistle, we want to give honor to, our King, our Father Yahweh, and His Son Yahweh Shai, and double honor to our elders that taught us this truth. All right. So I say, Call, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Agwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Today's lesson, we're going to go into Baruch chapter 5. This was a question from one of the brothers in the camp, Baruch. So we're going to go into it. Let's start with Baruch chapter 1, verse 1. That way we can get the time period of when this prophecy went out. All right, because Baruch was known as a Baruch chapter 1. Yeah, verse 1. Baruch was known as one of the scribes for Jeremiah. All right, Jeremiah started prophesying around 627 BC. All right, and Jeremiah prophesied that we were to go into Babylon. All right, so this whole setting of Baruch is talking about the exiles, when he was amongst the exiles after Nebuchadnezzar came in and took us and burned down the temple. All right, in 586. So let's get it. Let's start off with that. Baruch chapter 1.
This is Baruch chapter 1, verse 1. And it says, and these are the words of the book which Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Maasaiah, the son of Zedekiah, the son of Asadiah, the son of Chelcias, wrote in Babylon in the 5th year and in the 7th day of the month, what time as the Chaldeans took Jerusalem and burnt it with fire.
See that?
Go.
So the point is what? It says, one second, bro. All right, it says, so the point is in verse 2, where it says in the 5th year. All right? So this was after Nebuchadnezzar came in and took the temple and burned it down. So that's 586. Subtract 5 would be 581 BC. So we got a time period to when, it says what? Keep going.
Verse 3 of Baruch 1. It says, and Baruch did read the words of this book in the hearing of Jeconiah, the son of Joachim, king of Judah, and in the ears of all the people that came to hear the book.
Right.
And in the hearing of the nobles and of the king's sons, and in the hearing of the elders, and of all the people from the lowest unto the highest, even of all them that dwelt at Babylon by the river Sud.
See that? So, all right, so it's giving you a time period, and it's showing you that Baruch was sent to speak to all the elders of the camps, the leaders. Some of them were the reason that we got taken down, that are, we were destroyed. All right, and some of them believed, people like Daniel. He was part of the nobles, all right? So let's go back to Baruch chapter 5. So we got a time period, 581 BC, all right? So somebody start off with Baruch chapter 5, verse 1, and it's going to give you an understanding. Shalom, brother.
This is Baruch chapter 5, verse 1.
Right.
It says, put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning,
Right. So that's what the Lord telling us to do, and that's what Baruch was sent to do, is to prophesy and tell our people to put off that garment of mourning, which was basically what, sin and wickedness, which would cause us to be in mourning. All right. So let's get that real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 52:1, because now, mind you, he was amongst the captive exiles, right? He was among the captive exiles, and he was telling them that we were exiled out of Israel on foot, but we were gonna come back in chariots. We were gonna come back in glory. So that's how you know this is not talking about us going back into that land during the time of Cyrus the Great. All right, because we weren't perfected at that time. So let's get that scripture, Isaiah 52:1.
This is Isaiah chapter 52, verse 1. It says, "Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion."
Right, and what's our strength? What? The laws, statutes, commandments, and also Yahweh Shai, he's our covering. So the Lord is saying what? Especially in the book of Baruch, is saying, pull from under these nations, under their covering, and get under the covering of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Get under the covering of the righteous elders, the righteous leaders of our nation. All right, people like Daniel, people like Jeremiah, people like Isaiah. All right, so they represented trees of righteousness versus the trees that were corrupt amongst our people and these nations. All right, go ahead.
It
So
says,
that was it, right? Let me get Isaiah 61:1. I'm gonna go to 11. But somebody read that Baruch chapter 5 again.
All right, Baruch 5:1. It says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning
Right.
and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from Yahweh forever."
See that? So put off the garment of this world, put off the coverings of this world, and put on the covering of Yahweh that can be upon you forever, man. All right, which is what? Righteousness. Now let's get that Isaiah 61:1. We're gonna go to 11. Any precepts I can rock?
Isaiah 61:1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it says, "The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me." Shalom. It says, "Because the Lord hath appointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek.
Yep.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives."
See, it's the same thing that the Most High sent Baruch to do. It's the same thing that the Most High sent Jeremiah to do, that he sent Isaiah to do, that he sent the 7 churches of Asia Minor to do. All right? To preach deliverance unto our people, to preach. Let me get that real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let me get something. Somebody got Isaiah 27. I'm trying to find it real fast. Isaiah 27 and 2. I'll read it. It says, Isaiah 27:2, "In that day sing ye unto her." All right. So now, in the time of deliverance, we're singing unto our people, unto the elect of our nation, a vineyard of red wine. That means a vineyard of harvest. All right. Not of destruction, not of famine. All right. So the Lord said, "What? Sing unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, Yahweh, doeth keep it." So we're supposed to prophesy to our people deliverance and salvation. "And I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it, and I will keep it night and day." All right. So when we prophesy to our people a vineyard of red wine, that represents harvest, fruitfulness. All right. Instead of telling our people, "Hey, you're about to be destroyed." So we're supposed to be telling our people 2/3 are going to be destroyed, but now the Lord is bringing salvation, all right, to our nation. So put off the garment of this world. You got precept?
Yeah, this is 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 44. It says, "So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered me and said unto me, These are they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on immortality, and have confessed the name of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Now are they crowned and receive palms."
That's right. precept for that too.
Okay.
This is Second Ezra 14 and 14, and it says, because this is where it starts at. That's in the kingdom.
Okay.
To put off these mortal bodies, we're gonna have immortal bodies
Okay.
and be made perfect. So that's what we're supposed to be telling our people. But also it says this: in these times now, Second Ezra 14 and 14, let go from thee mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man. Put off now that weak nature. So put off the weak nature of this world, right? And put on immortality. I think it's more on there, matter of fact. All right, it says what? And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee these times, man. So, all right, so the Lord is saying what? Put off this world, man, and put on your house shot, put on immortality, put on royalty, put on righteousness. So now let's somebody reading Isaiah 61.
Fine.
And one, we're gonna go back to the river in a minute. Baruch 5.
Isaiah 61 and 1. It says, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath appointed me to preach good tidings.
Right. Yep.
Unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives.
Right. So even Baruch was there to proclaim liberty to the captives, man, in their destroyed state when they were exiled out of Jerusalem. Just like we're exiled today. So we're here to what? Preach the acceptable year of Yahweh, just like Baruch was. Go ahead.
And the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
That's right. So the door is open. What's that called? Stockholm syndrome?
Yep.
Well, some people don't want to run out. It's like what they call it, the fly on the window, where the door could be wide open, but the fly keeps trying to get out the window. Go ahead.
It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God.
That's right, man. So that day of vengeance is here. Because what did the Lord say was going to happen? Matter of fact, we might as well go there. I'm trying not to, but I keep getting pulled there. Isaiah 27 real quick. All right. I try to skip it a second ago.
Isaiah 27 and 1.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do the whole chapter though. Just one verse.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 27.
Yep, look like.
Isaiah, chapter 27, and verse 1.
Yep.
And it says, in that day the Lord, with his sword and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
Right. So what this prophecy is talking about, it's talking about the Lord destroying all the enemies of Israel. All right? And the last enemy the Lord is going to destroy is Esau. All right? But right there it's talking about who? Can you read that real quick? I'm going to break it down piece by piece.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 27, and verse 1. It says, in that day the Lord with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan.
With his sword, what's that? The missiles. All right? And Leviathan right here, it really, if you look up that word Leviathan, somebody got the lexicon? Yeah, watch what comes up.
Even in the prologue of the chapter, it says the care of Yahweh over his vineyard.
There you go. See that? Over his vineyard. All right?
What was it? Isaiah 27
And
and
he
1.
says, sing unto our people a vineyard of red wine. A harvest, man. Fruitfulness. What I just said, though?
20.
27 and 1, yeah. Now, I'll tell you what it's talking about. It's talking about Babylon, Assyria, and Egypt. That whole chapter is talking about the Lord destroying Egypt. At that time, the Egyptian Pharaoh Necho, he wanted to rebuild the Egyptian empire as in the ways of old back in 1446 when we came out of Egypt. So since he had what you call the first Suez Canal, it was called the Egyptian Canal or the Necho Canal. And because he was building those waters, he would go invade countries. He would have all kind of imports, exports. He felt safe because of his borders, just like America. And he was like, I'm going to rebuild it. He started raising himself up as a god. I forgot what the word Pharaoh means, man. It means great land, great nation, something like that. So this Pharaoh Necho started calling himself a god. So the Lord said, I'm going to destroy that damn dragon that's in the sea. And that dragon that's in the sea represented Pharaoh Necho, and that prophecy came to pass in Ezekiel 29. All right, we're not going to read that, but I may have to still do a lesson on that. All right, but Ezekiel 29, that prophecy came to pass, where the Lord destroyed Egypt under the hands of Nebuchadnezzar. It was called the Battle of Carchemish, and he destroyed him in 595 BC. All right, so that's what this is talking about, the destruction of all our enemies at that time. They were in allegiance and going against each other. You had Egypt in allegiance with Assyria, and you had Babylon with its allies going against us. All right, and we were stuck in between. So the Lord said, at the end of the day, He's gonna do what? With his sword, with his great sword.
It says, Isaiah chapter 27, verse 1, in that day the Lord with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked
The
serpent.
crooked serpent. See that? Go ahead.
And he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
And the dragon that's in the sea. If you read down that whole chapter talking about the Lord destroying Egypt, while they was building up their what do you call that? Their land, you know. But now, who's spiritually Egypt? Spiritually Babylon, spiritually Assyria today. Esau and America. So the Lord ultimately gonna destroy all our enemies. That's what Baruch is talking about. Raising us up. Oh, the beggar. The dunghill. Con, man. So, all right, we're gonna get back to it in a second too.
The Babylon, Leviathan, in that chapter says, a withered animal, i.e., serpent, the crocodile, or some other large sea monster, figuratively, the constellation of the dragon, also as a symbol of Babylon.
See that? So, and then you got Leviathan when it pertains to Esau. It's talking about a monstrous conglomerate that's risen up out of the people, meaning the seeds. But then you have Leviathan of Job, you know, the book of Job. That's really talking about Godzilla. All right. So there's really a Godzilla on this earth in the waters. But this Leviathan here in this chapter is talking about an actual nation of people that the Lord gonna put down.
All right, this is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7. It says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raises up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillar of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
Yeah. You know, raise us up out of the dust. And that dust represents confusion and being destroyed, man. All right. And by the time Baruch was speaking in 581 BC, we had already been destroyed under the prophecies of Jeremiah, under the prophecies of Isaiah. All right.
It's a little bit wrong. All right, verse 9, it says, he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail.
He said the wicked shall be silent in darkness. All right. So, and what did the Lord say? That's okay, Rakai. Yeah. What did the Lord say about America? Get thee silent and sit in darkness. Man.
Come sit down in the dust.
Yeah, sit down in the dust. Sit your behind there and destroy, and go hide and sit in that confusion.
So verse 10, the adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces
There you go.
out of heaven.
Out of heaven. So when we read Baruch, Yahweh Ratazah, we can get through the whole chapter, we'll see that that's what it's talking about in chapter 5. Chapter 1, 2, you got chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Baruch speaks about us going off and being wicked, you know, and being why we got exiled. Chapter 5 talks about the redemption and the care over his harvest, the vineyard.
A little bit more.
Yeah, we get a little bit more.
Verse 10, it said, the adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king and exalt the throne of his anointed.
There you go. So the Lord going to exalt the throne of Yahweh Shai's anointed. So he's going to exalt the throne, meaning what? He's going to exalt his men. All right. So this Baruch really is should be encouragement for the men of the Lord. All right. I'm gonna prove that, man. We're gonna prove that. All right, because we represent the shadow of Yahweh. Once you step into his shadow, you become part of his shadow. So where we can give covering and shade to the rest of our people from the affliction that's coming.
Okay.
That's right. All right. Let's get back to Isaiah 61. Any precepts y'all good?
All right. Isaiah 61 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It says to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn.
Right. Somebody get that. I'll read it right here. Remember, where you at?
61 and 2.
Okay. Baruch 5:1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness, the beauty of the glory that cometh from Yahweh forever. Now I'll read the next verse.
It says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn.
See that? He said, put off the garment of mourning and put on what? Comfort. Okay, go ahead.
To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion,
Mm-hmm.
to give unto them beauty for ashes.
See that? To give us beauty for ashes. Put on the beauty instead of that destroyed state. All right? So put on what? The law, statutes, commandments. Put on his name. You know? Put on that spirit of royalty. Casting off mortal thoughts. Right? Go ahead.
The oil of joy for mourning.
Right.
The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness.
Woo. So he's saying, take that big heavy garment off you that the world put on you. He said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Put this garment on you, it's better, you know? And it's a garment of praise. He's gonna give us reasons to praise him. All right, praises of joy. Go ahead.
It says that they might be called trees of righteousness.
Yep, we represent the trees that bear fruit. All right, really starting with the elect. And through the elect into the kingdom, is going to be able to heal our nation. All right, and the healing starts here. All right. So we may have to go back to that verse, but keep going.
That's a lot in there.
Yeah, there's a lot in this joke. Just like getting straight to detail.
I got a couple precepts
Alright.
on the point that y'all were just saying. Being first, when the elder said, like, stepping into Yahweh's shadow, we become like coverings and hiding places for people that follow after his name. This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. It says, "I shall make a man a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land."
That's right.
So stepping in the shadows of Yahweh makes us a part of that, and we also become coverings for anyone that follows in those footsteps.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right.
And also, when you spoke about the trees of righteousness, this is John chapter 15, verse 1, being a part of that tree, which is the root of is Yahweh Shai. It says, I am, John 15, verse 1, it says, I am the true vine, my father is the husband. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. Every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And being a part of that tree, we bring forth the fruit. And the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nation. And that's right now talking about the elect of Israel.
That's right. Come on, bro. We're going to keep touching on these points, though. Anything with shadow and trees, let's wait. Okay.
I got a precept.
Let's wait. All right. It's going to come back up in verse 7. It's going to be real detailed. Them precepts going to be flowing there. You'll see what.
I'm just going back on that point where we were speaking about, how it's not going to be no more mourning.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 30 and 19. It says, for the people shall dwell in Zion and Jerusalem, thou shalt weep no more. He will be very gracious unto thee at the voice of thy cry. Ooh. When he shall hear it, and he will answer thee.
Yeah, he's going to take it away.
Come
You going to speak on it?
Yeah, come on, man. So just going to the point that the Lord going to take away, the sorrows and the miseries, man, the pain,
the garment of thy mourning.
The garment of the mourning, man, for my people, man. You know what I'm saying? And it even speaks about how the Lord going to wipe away our tears as well, man.
That's right.
I was talking about that to our car last night. We was driving, it was raining, and it was a dude, like old dude, like hobbling down the street, and it was like, damn, that's sad to start people in that condition. But at the same time, it's very reassuring to know that even though they might be destroyed in the upcoming destruction here in America, they have salvation in the end to be reborn and have their parents or their brothers and their sisters be people who are pillars of Israel, pretty much, of the new kingdom.
And also within that, some of those people are going to be around just to show forth the power of Yahweh Shem Shai when we start healing people. It's like Peter said, like asking Yahweh Shai who sinned, did this person sin or did their parents sin? And he's like, some people are basically Yahweh Shai broke down like, nah, no, neither him or his parents sin. But some people are here like that just to show the power of Yahweh Shem Shai in those days.
That's right.
Precept.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 12. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in, just as Yahweh Shah was for us.
We didn't even get to that yet. We're going to need that again. We're going to need that again, man. Restorer of paths to dwell in. Because what? The Lord hedged up the way. We didn't have the way to wisdom, the way to the kingdom. But through this chapter, you're going to see that the Lord prophesied and promised that he's going to move everything out of our way. All right, let's keep going. I want to get back to Baruch, but let's keep going with this Isaiah 61:11.
This is Isaiah 61, back at verse 3. It says, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes,
Right.
the oil for joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness. It says the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified.
Right.
And they shall build the old waste.
Yep. Thanyala just read that. They shall build the old waste places.
Footnote.
It says they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities.
Yep.
The desolations of many generations.
Right, man. Many generations. So he said, what? We have long time been destroyed. He said, Israel, homeborn servant, homeborn slave. We've been destroyed for a long time. And it's like, damn, the Lord can even bring a rose out of that concrete. All right? Go ahead up.
This is Psalms chapter 1, verse 3. It says, and he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Right.
Going into the planting of the trees.
Yeah, what was that?
Psalms 1 and 3.
Yeah, man. Yeah, come on.
Speaking on it says that the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. When we're talking about that they might be called trees of righteousness. So be called trees of righteousness, being planted next to the water of righteousness, next to that river of pure as crystal, rather than the wicked water that people drink. All these vain philosophies and lifestyles that they have. Tap water.
That's right, man. All right, somebody, you can jump down to 10, bro.
Go on, I got you.
Let's jump down to 10 so we can get to the point.
All right, this is Isaiah 61 and 10. It says, I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. It says, my soul shall be joyful in my power, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
See that? The garments of salvation. Put that on. Put this garment on and the garment of, what was the other one? You got
Mourning, destruction.
The garment of praise.
Oh,
Took that one off.
All right. Go ahead.
It says, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness.
Robe of righteousness, man. So the Lord telling us to put all this on and get rid of the things that cause us to mourn, the ways of this world, you know, pride, envy, wickedness, idolatry, all these murder, you know, filthy lucre. Go ahead.
It says, and he hath covered me with the robe of righteousness as a bridegroom, decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
Right, and that's right. So the Lord is the one that's making us up and preparing us as a bride, being adorned with jewels, and also what he said,
decking himself with ornament.
right, and we are the ornaments. We are that diadem. We are his crown. Hold on, there you go. So I can get it.
Remember you was talking about imagine if his Yahweh's crown had the 12 stones for Israel.
Yep. Here you go. This is Malachi 3:17. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts. In that day when I make up my jewels, I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. All right, so those jewels are his sons, the ones that believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Wow.
All right, so go ahead.
It says, as a bride adorneth herself with her jewels.
There you go.
For as the earth bringeth forth her bud, as the garden causeth the things that are sown in it to bring forth. So the Lord Yahweh will cause the righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
For all the nations, and that righteousness means what? It says what? Thy wall shall be called salvation, and the law shall go forth from thy borders. Meaning we're going to be the living law. We're going to be the police, the policy upholders, trees of righteousness, right? Officers of peace. We're going to have the law, statutes, and commandments dwelling in our inward parts, and we're going to be perfect. And we're going to administer that from Israel. We're going to be back in that land, and that land's going to be rebuilt. We're going to be rebuilt and made perfect after all the mourning these nations have seen us go under. All right? So let's go back to, let's make it Zechariah 3:1. Yep, Zechariah 3:1, man. And 2nd Ezra 14 and 13.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 3 and verse 1. And it says, and he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing on at his right hand.
Right. This is a prophet. This is a prophecy of Joshua the high priest, which is really a prophecy of the elect being made righteous again. All right. At that time, when Joshua the high priest and I think Zerubbabel were established as the governors over Israel after the return, Joshua the high priest, they were basically saying, they're a wicked nation. You think you're gonna set up a nation, a priest again? You can really do that? Well, the Most High said, yeah, I'm gonna set up a priest over him. I'm gonna give him Joshua the high priest. Matter of fact, put a mitre on his head, set him up like a priest, and put a diadem on his head, and then make the rest of the people righteous. Go ahead, read it. So that's what the Lord's saying about us. Take that garment of mourning and sin away from them, and reestablish the righteous priesthood. All right, go ahead.
Zechariah.
Can I also go into with when the Lord told Peter, don't call common what I have made clean?
Kind of, but this is really talking about the priesthood.
Okay.
This is talking about Satan, meaning like these nations,
Mm-hmm.
and people saying we'll never be risen up again as a nation.
Kind.
You know, we'll never be resurrected. You know what I mean? So when is the resurrection of Israel first? It starts with the priesthood.
Isn't this the carpenter's son?
Right. Everybody starts with the heads first.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord saying right here that yes, I can reestablish the head and the body again. Go ahead.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Jeez.
It says, and he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire?
Right. So it's not just a brand that's plucked out of the fire. You know. Yep. Talking about Joshua the high priest and also the elect. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3.
Yep.
Now Joshua was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel.
Whoa, so he was clothed with filthy garments. Right. Go ahead.
And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garment from him. And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment. And I
Read that
said,
again. Can you read that again?
verse 4, and he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy garments from him.
See that? So that's what the Lord is saying. Take the filthy garments away from the elect of Israel, right?
And unto him he said, Behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment.
See that? So the Lord says He's gonna clothe our priests and us with what? Change of raiment. All right. So go ahead, keep going. It might be a little bit more.
Verse 5, and I said, Let them set a fair mitre upon his head.
So a fair mitre upon his head, which is today would represent a covering for us instead of being uncovered. Right? Go ahead.
So they set a fair mitre upon his head, and
Right.
clothed him with garments.
Representing the priest.
And the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord protested unto Joshua, saying, Thus said the Lord of hosts, If thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by.
See that? So that should let you know how important it is for us to be here. You know, as being the shadow and the covering for our people that's here. You know, our position on this place. People treat us like what the scripture say in Song of Solomon 1:5. I am black but beautiful. Meaning we're impoverished, but we're really the beauty of our nation right now in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. So let's go back to
You want second Exodus?
yeah, why not? Let's go there real quick.
14, 13.
14 and 13, all the way to 16.
This is second Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people.
Right. So that now that we're in this position, we're in a position where we can actually set our house in order. We can set our people that will listen in order, man. All right. That's why the Lord said, those that watch over you, that they would do it without grief, something like that. You know, give heed to them that watch over you. So that's like the trees giving shade to the people. All right.
And reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
See that? So we have to, what he said, get the mote out of their own eye, so we can help get the mote out of our people's eye. All right. And what did it say? Renounce corruption, and then what? What was the part before that?
Comfort such of them as be in trouble.
Comfort such as them that be in trouble. Other than that, they have no comfort. They have no hope. So we're here to comfort our people. We're here, like the scriptures say, the leaves of the trees are for the healing of the nation, man. Right, giving them comfort. The nations represent our people, the nations of Israel, the elect of Israel. All right, keep going. All the way 18.
Gotcha. Verse 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature.
Right there. Yep, we just read that earlier. Same thing. It go hand in hand with this one, right? We ain't even get through verse 1 yet. From Baruch. He said that. He said that. All right. Yeah. Interjection?
You can't be, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ephesians chapter 4, starting at verse 21. It says, If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that ye put on the new man which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness.
That's right.
Hey, so Khan, just like the Akim been speaking on, man. Hey, take off that mortal man and put on the immortal. Take off that unrighteousness and put on the righteousness of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which guides us and direct us to salvation, man.
Right, bro.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 21, just to back up the brother Baruch. It says, If a man therefore purge himself from these things, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work. So just like it was saying, it's like if a man therefore purge himself of the things of the things of this world, like the elder was saying, the malice, the hate, things of the world, mortifying the deeds of the flesh,
Right.
and you do that, you'll become a vessel unto honor unto Yahweh Bashim Shai, meet for his use,
Right.
and prepared unto every good work that he has for you.
Get rid of darkness within yourself, light will come in.
God.
Yep. It'd be a fruitful tree instead of a corrupt tree. A tree that can be uprooted and carried into the gardens of Israel and used for the master in the kingdom. All right.
Next to a verse.
Yep. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, and indoctrinate, affection, evil,
Conspicuous.
Concupiscence.
concupiscence,
There you go.
and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things sake wrath of Yahweh cometh for the children of disobedience.
See that? That's why the Lord's wrath fell upon us in 586 BC, because our people were being disobedient. Really, the leaders of our nation were being disobedient, which led our people to become disobedient. You know, people like Manasseh, what's his name? Jehoiakim, Zedekiah. They were all being wicked. King Hosea, who was killed in 720 BC, when the northern tribes were exiled in 722. So they were the leaders of our nation, caused our people to err. So the Lord was saying, "What? I'll give you passes." Somebody get that? Passes according to yeah. So that's what He promised us, man. And that's when you know the prophets of the Lord represent the ushers into the kingdom. That's part of the trumpets. All right. That's the voice of the Lord.
Right. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14.
That's right.
It says, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith the Lord, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you into Zion, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding."
See that? So, all right. So the Lord promised us we're going to be taken to that land, but to usher us into that land, it's going to be by pastors that are according to His heart, not that are according to this world. All right. So, I just had a point in my mind, man. That's right. What was the first part of that?
Turn, O backsliding daughter.
Turn, O backsliding daughter. How can we turn if things are in the way? How can a river turn about or just continue to flow if it got mountains in its way, if it got turns in its way, if it got valleys and ditches in the way? So the Lord gonna remove all of that, and it's gonna be a straight river, a flowing river with nothing in our way, that can turn about as it pleases, you know, all right? Not being driven by the banks of the river. Make sense? All right, because the banks are usually there to cut off the river or to change the direction of the river. And usually they're attached to a mountain too at sometimes.
No obstructions.
No obstructions in our way, no governments in our way. Everything will be cast down. All right, so let's get
For the second Ezra.
Yeah.
Second Ezra chapter 14. I am on verse 15.
keep that energy too, brother.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to fly from these times.
That's the flee.
Flee from these times, like it.
Right. So we set aside the thoughts that are most heavy to us, man. Doubt, you know, all these lies that the world is telling us, man. All right.
Verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Right, because at that time of Ezra's, right?
Second Ezra.
Yeah, that was around 452 BC. And he saw a bunch of evils happen to us by that time under Babylon, you know, under Persia. Not only Cyrus, but Xerxes down there, Artaxerxes. So he saw all of that. All right, all those evils that was happening to us. Go ahead.
Verse 17. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
That's right, man. So as long as these nations are inhabiting and ruling the earth, destroying the earth, the earth is becoming weaker, man. And through age, through time. And it says what? The earnest expectation of the creature, what? Somebody know what it said?
Romans 8.
Waited for the, yeah, kind of, I be trying to, hint at it a little bit without saying the whole scripture.
Oh, God.
No, I'm talking about me, you good.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 19. It says, "For the earnest expectation of the creatures waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua."
That's right, man. So even the earth itself is waiting for us to be empowered, because the earth is mourning. Even the animals are mourning. Yep. Let me see.
Probably acres of land that's been plowed for centuries and hasn't gotten no rest. They just steady putting seed in there and taking the nutrients from that section of land. They haven't let it rest.
The lands
properly.
haven't even done none of that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta speak up to y'all. It's kind of like sleepy, huh?
And that's why they gotta make them GMOs, because the earth ain't willing to forth its fruit for Esau.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Isaiah 14:7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. All right. Isaiah 49:13, sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth into singing, O mountains, for Yahweh have comforted his people and will have mercy upon the afflicted, man. So the whole earth is going to flourish, man. When they say the trees shall be rejoicing, I mean the trees of the forest are going to be back on the earth. When you got trees flourishing, you're going to have more oxygen,
Right.
fresher air.
And you're going to be able to hear the natural sounds of the earth. Imagine what the earth's going to sound out with Esau out of the way. More birds chirping. You're going to actually hear the natural sounds of the earth. Like, you don't really hear nothing now.
Nope.
You don't hear shit. Like, because the earth is in a state of mourning. You don't want to speak.
It's scared.
Depressed.
Yeah, earth is depressed right now. Like,
The cricket man is out there.
for real.
I was gonna say it was once upon a time where you go outside and you'll smell pine. It always smell like pine. Now when you go outside, you don't smell that pine smell no more. It smell like JEA.
Yeah.
Smells like industrial.
Industrial.
Yeah, the whole Jacksonville starting to smell like out east.
Real.
Yeah.
I remember, real quick. You would hear owls in the evening. You would see butterflies back then. It's like now you don't see none of that, and many more other things that you don't see no more.
Yeah, fireflies. I was just about to say that.
I was just talking with Hakeem was telling me I came from North Carolina just a couple days ago. Up there, owls, seeing the fireflies, all that stuff like that. I can bring it back. As soon as I hit I-10, that smell of chemicals in the air, all the way back to the crib, chemical smells.
Maxwell coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Let's finish that. Where we was at? You almost at 18?
Come on, this is verse 18. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand.
Right. So the Lord was speaking to Ezra at that time, telling him, what did it say again?
For the truth is fled far away.
And leasing is at hand. That word leasing goes into lying. The liars are about to start ruling.
It's hard at hand.
It's hard at hand. That means who? The Greeks and the Romans was about to start ruling. Right? So he was letting them know that the Greeks and the Romans was about to take over the world. That's Esau, the liar. All right?
For now hasteneth the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
Right, so now hasteneth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. Because at that time of Ezra, it was like in the 10th hour. So it still was more that had happened going into it was in the 10 and a half hour. Going into the 11th, which the 11th takes you from Yahweh Shai all the way up until Abba Bib is enough. And now we're going into the 12th hour. All right? So it was still more that had to happen. And lying, the liars had to be revealed. The mystery of iniquity. It said Satan. He comes in what? All lies and
Signs and lying wonders. I got it.
Thank you, bro. I can't remember that. There you go.
All right, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter. No, I got it. All right, chapter 2. Start at verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself to be that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things." It says, now ye know that withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and destroy with the brightness of his tongue. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So that's why when Yahushua, right before Yahushua is going to be crucified, he said, hereafter I will not be with you, for the prince of this world cometh, and he have nothing in me. But he ain't had no truth in him at all. Nothing but lies. And so we had to so Yahushua came to give the truth, and then this devil came right behind him to try to destroy the truth. Well, he tried to destroy the truth in the beginning because,
He tried to kill Yahushua.
right, because the Herod was already set up from the beginning. So that goes into Revelation chapter 12, where the dragon tried to devour the child when the child was born. So the lies was already set up, but he was trying to destroy the truth when the truth became born in the earth.
And right now, those lies are being revealed. All these other countries are looking at America like, man, y'all ain't shit for real. Because at first, everyone had great respect for Esau and their America and their business and their system of business. Even so much that they're copying. China's like the best copier of America.
Yeah.
So, and right now, they're all seeing America for that.
Right.
Just that looking rich person rather than an actual rich person.
Yeah, they got a lot of people with them suit and ties.
Right, yeah. We got a lot of people with them suits.
Yeah.
I was like, when we used to teach downtown, there was a homeless dude. He always wore suits. He looked like, he work on one of these buildings right now. He's just a homeless guy with a nice suit.
Mm-hmm. Somebody get Psalms 137 and 7. Basically, the Lord putting Esau in the same footsteps as Jake. Because Jake was doing that. We was still walking around boasting. What are they doing today?
Mm-hmm.
Artificial. Reprobate.
This is Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Right, and when did they say raise it? Raise it. 586. Raise it is a governmental term meaning to destroy, bring it down to the ground. And you heard Persia, Iran saying that recently about Israel. Raise it. So they still using those type of terminologies. But so the Lord, we asking the Lord to remember Edom, because that's Obadiah 1 real quick. So somebody get that? Obadiah 1. We're gonna get right back into this. Don't do it where you at. Obadiah 1.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1, it says, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord power concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made you small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. You want me to just get to the point?
No, you good. Go ahead, keep going.
This says, verse 3, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
There you go. All right, so yep, the Lord raised up Esau as the leader of the heathens. So you got a bunch of heathens on this earth, and the Lord raised up the bottom,
top.
yeah, the scum, and raised him up to be on the top. So today, you can tie those to Babylon. All right, go ahead, keep going, brother. Oh no. Right on.
Back at Psalms 137 and verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed.
See that? So when they talk about Edom, you might well tie them to Babylon today. All right. So back when we read in Isaiah 27, where he said he's going to destroy Babylon. All right. And back here in Baruch, chapter 5, it's talking about the Lord putting down all these nations. That goes into 2nd Ezra chapter 6, where Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Once the Lord destroys the most prideful of all the nations, the most what do you say, more vain person than Esau.
Yeah. More profane.
Profane, yeah. So go ahead, brother. So they're the heathen of the heathens.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee. As thou hast served us, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little one against the stones.
There you go. All right, so that's coming to them next. All right, so let's go back. Where was reading? Over 18 years, I did that, right? All right, let's go back to Baruch 5 and 1. I'll go. Oh, man.
This is Baruch 5 and 1. It says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning."
See that? So put off, O Jerusalem. It should be making sense now, right? Put off, O Jerusalem. Go ahead.
It says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction,
Right.
and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from Yahweh
See that?
forever."
So that's right. What does it say? Chastens who he loves. Somebody get that? And then I'm gonna get this too real fast. Good luck, man. That's right, man. Sheesh. Get this real quick. This is Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. So the Lord called us while we were in our affliction, while we were in our afflicted state. And he refined us in that, you know, refined our faith and our hope. Right. Go ahead, brother. Yeah,
I'm from
That's my chasm who you love.
Hebrews 12 and 6.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 6. From whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son he receiveth.
yeah. Hey, the page is wait. Loud. Yeah, go ahead. Can't even hear it, man. No, y'all good though. Go ahead, bro.
It says, if ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons.
See that? So we should be thankful for the Lord afflicting us. All right. Now, not allowing us to continue in our pride and our confusion. You know, instead the Lord afflicted us and chastised us to make us perfect. Go ahead, bro.
This is Sirach chapter 30, verse 1. It says, "He that loveth his son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy in him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintance. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him." All right, so yeah, so basically, like grieveth the enemy. The more the Lord chastens us and perfects us, the more it's going to grieve Esau, because and 2/3 of our people, because we were made to reproach their thoughts. Going into Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2.
Precept. Precept. Back you up on what you just said. Isaiah 27 and 7. Hath he smitten him as he smote those that smote him? Or is he slain according to the slaughter of them that are slain by him? I'm gonna read that again. Had he smitten him as he smote those that smote him? So had the Lord smitten us the way he smote those other nations that have smitten us?
Mm-hmm.
No, the Lord gave us a wound that's healable.
Mm.
But the wound that he's going to give to them, it's going to be unhealable.
Mm-mm.
Or is he slain according to the slaughter of them that are slain by him? So were we slain according to the way he's going to slay these other nations? Hell no. That was just chastisement.
Mm.
And the Lord did it for our perfection and joy in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But for Esau, it's going to be for their destruction. Completely. All right. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, and verse 1. Behold, my servant whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street.
Right, that's Yahushua. Real quick, because when he showed up, Yahushua didn't show up with trumpets blasting and chariots from the sky and all that, and you know, like a king showing up. He showed up calmly and meek, and went to his people. He didn't go out to the nations teaching everybody. He came to his own, but his own received him not. And he taught in secret places, and sometimes out in the open, you know. But now when he shows up this time, the earth gonna shake.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna cause his voice to be heard all over the world.
Yeah.
Right?
A bruised reed shall he not break.
Right. A bruised reed, Salaki, that represents the Gentile Israelites that were bruised, meaning broken. All right. And so we were broken, so the Lord didn't show up to break that leaf off even more. He showed up to graft it back in. Go ahead.
And the smoking flax shall he not quench.
Right, a smoking flax. Flax is like linen. Flax is something we would use for candle wicks back then. So flaxseed, he's saying what? He did not show up to put if you were the Jews and Gentiles, if you were of the circumcision and you're already keeping the laws and the oracles of Yahweh, he's saying don't start keeping those. Stay on fire. He ain't show up to put that out. He's saying continue. So he didn't show up to break the reed off even more. He showed up to graft it in. He didn't show up to put out the fire. Go ahead, brother.
He shall bring forth judgment unto truth.
That's right, man. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to bring forth the judgment unto the truth, man. All right, bring us back together from that chastisement, from that separation we had, from that falling away. You know, all right?
There was a precept that you had called out, and there was a chapter next to it in the prologue that said the difference between chastisement and judgment.
Yeah.
I can't find it, but
yeah, man. That's crazy. Yeah, come on, brother.
there's the difference between somebody being chastised and so that they can be perfected unto the Lord, unto righteousness, and difference between somebody going against the Lord and they're being judged for that.
Yep.
I can't.
Yeah, the Lord said he's going to break their teeth in their mouth. Meaning he will take away all their might. They're going to have no strength.
Yeah.
The Lord chastising us to give us strength.
Yeah. All right, some he knock on the floor, some he knock through the damn floor. Hey, go ahead, brother.
But the second Ezra chapter 9, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was perils, because of the vices that was coming to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and the plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which were born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for a great labor have I made it perfect. And the Lord is making his elect, his garden perfect through chastisement. All the branches not bringing forth fruit, he gonna cast down the hill to the fire. But his elect, he put them through trials and tribulations, the obstacle course, building up that faith in him. So there's nothing left to question by the time it's time for him to return.
And that part where it says great labor, we say a lot, the word of Yahweh shall not come back unto him void. So what more than his word but his labor towards something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because they say Rome wasn't built in a day, and they say this place is a beautiful city. It's just like he's beautifying his garden. It's not just going at the snap of a finger happen. He's taking his time with us.
Right.
They say you got long patience for it.
But patience work is perfect work.
And you think about how our parents used to do us. I can remember the last behind whooping I got from my mom. I was 19 on some real. But I had individuals that I graduated with and family members that were already dead or in prison or whatever. My mom said she refused to let me go off into the world like that. The same thing with Yahweh and his elect. He's going to continue that chastisement. And what is it? 2 Peter 2:9. He knows how to reserve the godly, to get, roughly paraphrasing, and save the unjust to the day of judgment to be punished, man.
Right. All right. Let's get that now. Let's go back to Baruch 5 and 1. We're gonna go to verse 2.
All right, this is Baruch chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, "Cast about thee a double garment."
Oh,
No,
see that? Let's start from 1 to get the
Start
point.
from 1.
I'll start from 1.
Yeah. The point.
All right, this is Baruch 5 and 1. It says, "Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction,
Right.
and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from Yahweh forever."
Right.
It says, "Cast about thee a double garment
Mhm.
of the righteousness which cometh from Yahweh, and set a
Diadem.
and set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting."
Right. Let's do that one now. A diadem right there. If we look that up, a diadem is basically a mitre. It's another word for mitre. All right, or the Lord's name in this sense. Set a covering upon the head as a priest, just like we read about the high priest Joshua. Reestablish the priesthood. All right, so now it says what? Cast about thee a double garment, not just one, but a double garment, not just the laws, but Yahweh as well. But also, somebody get Baruch 4 and 28.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 28.
Right.
For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
So that's like double. Seek him 10 times more. All right, that's casting about thee a double garment and putting on the whole armor of the Lord. Revelation 14 and 1, and Ezekiel 9 and 4. Yep. Revelation 14 and 1. Let's see what that one is.
This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. It says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads."
Right, and that's that diadem. All right. So what's that? Putting the Lord's name on your heart, on your mind. All right. Now, what's that? Ezekiel 9 and 4.
This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, and that mark is what? The mark of exemption. It's the Wah. So the Lord's name being upon you, and that the Wah, that's that diadem. That's that covering, your house shot. All right. That you're supposed to wrap about you double time. Now look at Isaiah 28 and 5. I'm just moving quick so we can get to like the main points.
Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 20 and verse 5.
28, my bad. 28.
This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 5. In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people.
There you go. See that?
Residue.
The residue. What's that?
The elect.
The elect. The remnant. Somebody, what's that? Residue? Remnant? There's a remnant.
Don't Esau say that? Oh, there's bullet residue or something like that?
Remnant is
Isaiah 28.
the residue is what's left over after destruction. What you want to look at?
Romans 11 and 5.
Romans 11 and 5.
Damn, she wrote that one down. That was fire too. Yeah, come man. You can read that one again, man. It'd be a diadem.
Isaiah 28 and 5.
Yep.
In that day, the Lord of hosts,
Right.
Yahweh Shem Yahushai, it's like it. In that day,
Right. We should no longer call him Ishi. You know.
In that
we
day,
should no longer call him Ba Ali, but we should call him Ishi.
Khan.
That's right. Husbandman. Ooh, go ahead, brother.
In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people.
That's right, man. That's our diadem of beauty, our token of salvation is the wisdom and truth that we have today. All right. Romans 11:5.
This is Romans 11:5. Even so, then at this present time also there is a remnant according to the election of grace.
There you go. That's that residue. All right. The remnant that's going to have that diadem upon them. That's going to have the Urim and the Thummim, which represents knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
And that disperses the lie that is being taught in these churches, talking about, everybody's going to be saved. Not only do we teach Israel, only Israel is going to be saved, but even more so, a small residue of Israel is going to be saved.
Yeah, remnant, according to the elect. All right. So let's get back where we were. Let's go back to Baruch 5:3.
All right. This is Baruch chapter 5 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
It says, cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness with coming from Yahweh, and set a diadem on thy head.
See that, seek him 10 times more to get that beauty from the Lord.
It says, of the glory of the everlasting.
Mm-hmm.
For Yahweh will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven.
See that? So the Lord is going to show our brightness unto every country under heaven. Because the Lord already showed our shame to every country under heaven. They already saw us. Let's get that. Revelations 11. They saw them. The nation saw them. What was that, like 11 and 11, 11 and 9? Seriously, they were dead.
Yeah, Revelation 9 and 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days.
They saw us. 350 years. They laughed at us, man. Even
more
before
so,
that.
they took us up in their hands as slaves.
Yeah, and they added to it. That's why I say the dogs went by and licked their wounds. They added to our suffering, these other nations. Go ahead, brother.
See their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
There you go. So, go ahead. They didn't allow us to find this rest. They didn't allow us to read. What did Revelation 1 and 3 say? Blessed is he that readeth. Right?
It really did. That's evidence against them.
Right.
And furthermore, Slocky, they say they sent gifts to one another.
They sent gifts to one another. They were rejoicing over it, man.
Next scripture.
And that shows in how they built their economy up off of us. Because of gifts. So, alligator bait, lampshades of skin. Go ahead.
Sea cushions full of our hair.
Back on verse 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth.
Yeah, the northern and the southern kingdom. They didn't want, what did they say, cast their bands asunder? They didn't want us to come back together. But the Lord brought us back together. That's Ezekiel 37. Bone unto his bone. Isaiah 11. He's bringing us back together again through his spirit. Yep, sometimes when you can't go around or over or under something, through the spirit you can go through it. So the Lord didn't have to make a highway around the mountain or under it or over it. The Lord made a mountain through time to pass through all these damn kingdoms. He made a highway straight to him where nobody can stop us spiritually from. There's nothing in our way. It's an empty highway. Early in the morning, you know how it goes.
Mash the gas.
All green lights, huh?
I was saying that's why I say wisdom is more moving than any emotion.
More moving than any emotion. That's right, brother. So we breaking the speed limit.
Precept.
Go ahead, bro.
It's the book Isaiah 41 and 1. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment, who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings. He gave them as a dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. He pursued them and passed safely, even by the way that he had not done with his feet.
Yeah, he's
So
That's
just
fire.
like the brother just mentioned, through the spirit, through the wisdom, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai,
Right.
as he goes to subdue these kings in that same manner, he's not going to meet thee as a man. All right, he came and was made Lord than the angels. All right, in the flesh. All right, but it's been given to what that trail, those who that hopefully elect. All right, those who are part of the Lord's garment, his fringes, who ultimately go be upon his shoulders at the end. All right.
Yo, so that means the first strike already happened. They say bomb first. What Shirley Caesar say? The preacher's going to preach the kingdom there.
God.
So the fact that we even here on this earth prophesying, that's the first hit towards Esau. We're the battle axe and weapons of war, and we're fighting the good fight of faith.
That's the number one, the best weapon against the lie is the truth.
Yeah, the true freedom fighters. Right?
They put centuries of work into telling people lies, and since the 60s we've been telling them the truth, and it's been fucking them up.
Yeah.
They put centuries into building a house of cards or building their house on sand, and now that now that the truth is coming, guess what? It just knocks it right over. It's like they spent all this time, and it's like a bad ass little child kick over a sandcastle that you done built all up and look nice, and you don't get, that's basically what the truth
We that
is.
badass child.
Yeah.
Right, they try to push us in the corner, man, and put us underfoot in darkness. But it say the people that sat in darkness saw a great light. So the Lord shined unto us in darkness, man.
Like it says in 2 Thessalonians, how the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
We can change it. You ready to fall asleep, man?
No. I
You can turn the camera.
resting the eye. So like yeah.
Oh no, I'm done.
All right, let's keep them voices up there so nobody gets sleep.
Going up.
All right, let's see where we at.
Baruch.
All right, Baruch 5 and 3. All right, somebody get Isaiah 60 and 1, please, all the way to 3.
Go back to it right now.
Right after this verse.
All right, I got you.
Yep.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 1.
Yep.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
For our light has come, man. So the Lord, that's what we telling our people now. Arise and shine. Don't be scared. Don't hide now. Show your face. Teach. Show what you believe, man. And the Lord gonna back you up. He's gonna destroy these damn people in this wicked place. He's gonna free us from captivity. The Lord said, fear not thou worm Jacob. He know we're a helpless damn nation compared to these people and their weapons. We can't fight these devils and free ourselves right now. So the Lord said, fear not, I will help thee, man. Go ahead.
And the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right, the glory of the Lord has risen upon us, man, especially once the Lord chooses his elect. Right now, many are called, but few shall be chosen. All right? So in that day, when the Lord chooses his elect, it says, what? Then shall it be known who are my chosen. All right? All right, so the Lord, Scripture say his glory is going to shine, his light is going to shine on us forevermore into the kingdom. Starting now. All right, all the way to 3.
It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
Right, so these nations are going to be stuck in that darkness, but the law, statutes, commandments, and light of salvation and righteousness and wisdom is given to the children of Israel, the elect, first.
And gross darkness, the people.
Right, gross darkness is covering 2/3 of our people as well. Go ahead.
But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
Right, and that goes into Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Then shall they see it, and what's that? Damn, is that Joel? Or is that Job? Where it says, "At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh." That's Job.
Yeah.
Yep. He said, "They shall be hungry, but thou shalt have plenty." See that? All right. So they're gonna be stuck in that darkness, in that destruction that they've chosen, in that death. But the elect, life is gonna consume them.
Carr said it great one time. He said they're gonna be looking for something to eat. We're gonna be dancing in the streets.
With a good lamb.
Right. Yeah.
And it says,
Yep, and we're gonna be as a shadow of a rock in a weary land. We're gonna be as the shadow of Yahweh Shai in this weary place.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There's gonna be hope to the people because ain't gonna be hope, no hope nowhere on the earth.
Time of Judges is gonna pop up again.
Right, hope over my door.
Well,
Come on in, ladies.
I'm gonna write nope.
I know I kind of thought of that in my head.
I
Like I
got
said
one
it.
of these.
I'm tired of these people, man.
Just to bring out the precept as Quran had asked for a reference.
Yeah.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 22. Verse 20. This is, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction.
Hey,
When it cometh. So like,
no, you good. Everybody, like, people should pay close attention to that because it's not like we're gonna be out here barbecuing while everybody else starving.
God.
Like, we're gonna feel some hunger pains, but we're gonna be redeemed from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody gonna see, like, because everybody gonna be on the same playing field. But then the people are gonna see what the Lord's gonna be doing for us while we're on that playing field. Like, it's gonna be real bad out here, and they be like, well, damn, every time shit get real bad, something good happened to them over there. What the hell they got? That's exactly how it's gonna be. You know, we're gonna suffer a little bit, but within that suffering, we're gonna be getting little rewards here and there, and the whole world's gonna see it. And then when Yahweh Shai shows up, we're gonna get the ultimate reward.
I think the point you said earlier is like the glory of the Lord is going to be seen on us. So because there's going to be so many things moved out the way, the entertainment system, everything in this system is going to be moved out the way. So the only thing people can focus on is the character of another individual, and our character, we're striving to mold our character to the character of Yahweh Hashem, of Yahweh Shai, through the glory of Yahweh. So all of that is going to be seen through us and on us.
God. It's not gonna be no media, man. It's just
Gone,
that time. So it won't be anything to like gainsay against the truth. Only the light of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is gonna be shining within that time.
Right.
And with no media, that means there's no false reality. Reality is gonna really sit. When you take the television and everything away, reality is gonna really sit in. It's gonna see the world for what it is.
Yeah.
People are gonna be able to distract themselves with TikTok and all that stuff.
The truth gonna be the only content.
There you go.
Right.
They say the sun shall shine thrice in the day and the moon thrice in the night. And also it says they all shall see it together. You know? So somebody read?
I got one more.
There you go.
This is verse 22 of Job chapter 5. It says, at destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So the Lord says at destruction and famine we gonna laugh. So basically, like the bishop was saying, we gonna feel some pains, we're gonna feel some hunger, we might even feel a little bit of that heat. But for the most part, we pretty much gonna be safe from all of it. The Lord gonna protect us from it because he's not gonna suffer the righteous to famish or the righteous to go hungry.
And
so
it's gonna be disturbing. Even if we don't feel it, it's gonna be disturbing to see it. You know.
It's disturbing to see what happens in these times, and it ain't even popped off for a year.
Yeah.
That's why I say men's hearts gonna be failing themselves for the stuff we see coming upon the earth.
Real like,
Right.
like I'm gonna say just real quick. I was on Twitter and Jake was riding his bicycle. Some Jakes jumped out. All them boys had poles, and they all let off on them, bro. Like so, I mean, just imagine seeing that on social media now. Just imagine when you see that before your very eyes. Where you at?
A plethora of times.
Yeah. So the Lord says stuff like that we're gonna be protected from. And much more.
Right, man. All right. That was it on that, right?
Come on.
Right, man. So who was reading?
I was Isaiah 60. I got verse 3.
All right.
This is Isaiah 60 and 3. It says, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light.
Whoa, once the Lord puts the laws in our inward part, the Gentiles, they're going to come to us for some type of, to try to seek mercy from the Most High. Yeah, to get some type of living, but they're going to realize how wicked they are. The same way, who was that? Salmanasseh the Fifth did. You know, when he set up garrisons in our land, Samaria.
Mhm.
He set up nations in our land, and the Lord sent lions upon them and bees and shit. So they wasn't keeping the laws, and they had to get taught from us. So the same thing gonna happen again. The Lord gonna be putting hell on them. So they're gonna be like, oh, teach us of your ways. And that's why I said we're gonna walk in the light of it, man. Hassad.
Yeah, precept.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Yep.
Because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Like you said, all the Gentiles, they're going to know, who's the true, children of the Most High, Yahweh.
Yep, and they're going to see it. The Lord said he's going to what? We're going to get that in a second. But also, it said what? Leasing is at hand. And it said Satan, they're the liars, man.
Hard at hand.
Hard at hand. All right. So, where was we at? Can you get what you were reading out?
Isaiah, Baruch 5.
Yeah, then we're going to go right back to that. Go ahead.
All right, this is Baruch chapter 5
Verse,
and verse 3.
Right.
It says, for Yahweh will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven.
See, that matches perfect. All right, and all the nations are going to know that he has loved us. You see that? And they're going to come to us to learn the laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead, brother. That was 3?
It was the first half of 3.
All right, then we're going to go to verse 19.
This is the book of Isaiah 60:3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Right. See that? Go ahead.
Jumping down to verse 19. It says, the sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, in thy power, thy glory.
There you go. All right, so that means our everlasting strength, our everlasting wisdom. And all these other nations, their strength and their power is going to be put down, and our power is going to be lifted up.
And how we was brought into captivity too, it's gonna show the power of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that he has over them, man. They took our princes, our kings, our nobles, and everything too as well. So by them having to go back and learn from them, it's like, damn, like shit is gonna be crazy, for those other nations.
That can be a slap in the face. So when the Lord sends them kings unto us, somebody get this so I can break it down. Isaiah 49.
Verse 1.
22 and 23. So when they show up, they ain't gonna be all hunky dory and having their heads held high and all that. Someone let me in. I want to check out your new place and your new attitude.
Let me check out what you did to the place.
Sing us one of those songs. Sing us one of those songs of Jerusalem.
This is Isaiah 49. You said verse 21.
Yeah, kind of 22 all the way to 23.
All right, verse 22. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Woo, there you go, man. All right, so they're not going to be trying to go to war with us. They're going to be bringing our nation to us. Our nation going to be running them and ruling them. All right, go ahead.
And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers.
See that? So kings, the same way a woman nurses a baby, then that baby don't have to fight for that milk. We're not going to have to fight these nations for the wealth that they got. They're going to give it to us freely like a woman would give the breast to a baby and give the milk and nurse them. That's what these nations going to be for us. But before they were there to pluck the feathers from off of us and steal from us, steal the milk and honey from us, steal the sweetness of our nation away, that sweet savor, which is the wisdom. But now the Lord going to use these nations to give everything back to us. Go ahead.
They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth.
Right, that's how they going to show up, bowing. bowing. What was that on? Showing up, like, bow, bow. They gonna bow down with their face toward the earth, man.
Just like a dog does when he know they done fucked up, how they come walking to you like that.
Yeah.
That's exactly how these other nations are gonna be.
Ooh, man. All right,
And they're gonna be like they're gonna be like that because they're gonna see the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah upon us.
And they gonna,
It's not gonna have to be said. Nothing has to be said. They're gonna look at it and be like,
like, damn, I done fucked up.
That's joyful, man. That's
Yeah.
what the Lord told us. Put off mortal thoughts, man.
Con.
Because the precursor to getting those mortal bodies is us having mortal, immortal thoughts. You know, casting out the mortal thoughts now. All right, go ahead. That was 19?
23. This is verse 23, half of it. It says, they shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth and lick up the dust of thy feet.
Right, so that don't mean they're going to be literally licking our feet. That just means they're going to be brought low, lower than us. All right? They're going to get the scraps from off our table and stuff like that. Paying taxes to us now. All right? That's how Esau was for that 1,000 years. You know, they were in the dust, and they were looking up the dust of our feet. So what that means is being put into a low condition. All right?
And it says, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
Yep. All right, so now, let's get that. What we just read, man?
Baruch.
I said 60.
There you go. Thank you, bro. Yep.
All right, 16.
19.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah 60 and verse 19. The sun shall be no more thy light. Salakia. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee.
Right, and that's spiritual. We're really talking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We're not gonna have to teach neighbor anymore. All right, we're not gonna have to be born and have the comforter waiting on us. We're gonna have every level of wisdom given to it. The same, not the same, but somebody get that Revelation 5. Where is she? Revelation 5. It's where is it at, man? It was slain, the lamb slain. Okay,
This is
verse
Revelation chapter 5, verse 9.
Verse 6.
Verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb,
Right.
as it had been slain,
So it's Yahushua.
having 7 horns and 7 eyes.
Right, so that's 7 horns, 7 eyes. 7 eyes goes into the angels, power over all the angels in heaven. And the 7 horns being exalted on every level. So all wisdom, all judgment, everything's been given to the Lord. Every level of wisdom. That's the same thing that's going to be given to us. All right? Same thing that's given to Yahushua, he's going to give to us. He said he's going to give us all the sure mercies of David. So everything that was promised to David is going to be given to us. All right, to the elect.
Precept.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered.
That's right. Yep. So the crown of 12 stars, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That was given to us. You know? And instead of it being under us, it became over us and crushed us. And now the Lord is going to put that within us now. We're going to be made perfect, man. All right? So the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, it will not have to meet us here. It will be within us. All right? So that was it on that, I think, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Revelation 5. 7 eyes, which were the 7 spirits of Yahweh sent forth into all the earth.
Right, we represent from Yahushua to the angels that go back and forth before Yahweh, that bring his Revelation 7, you know, that do his will upon the earth. And also the spirit of truth, spirit of wisdom, comfort, and judgment. All of these are sent forth. Righteousness are sent forth into the earth through us. through Yahushua. All right. So we're gonna get every level of that when the Lord sends us back into this earth in the sight of all the nations. That's Revelation 21. Baruch, somebody get that?
And what?
You can start from 1. Then we're gonna skip and go to 10.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
See that? Yep. So Esau's rulership is going to pass away. Wickedness is going to pass away. All these kingdoms that were ruling and that were adversarial to us, they're going to pass away. No more sea and waves roaring against us. No nations roaring up against us. Instead, what?
Verse 10.
Yep. New Jerusalem.
Verse 10 of Revelation chapter 21. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from Yahweh.
Right, see that? So it said Jerusalem shall come forth and be shown to all the world, man. And thy brightness shall be shown to all the nations. And they're going to see us coming down from heaven. It's going to like a shooting star hitting in the earth.
I'm about to say one more.
But it's really the chariot bringing us down to the earth. You know what I'm saying? Forget the nukes. Wait, what happened when we hit the earth? like Superman did in the movie. Kal-El. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 11, having the glory of Yahweh, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal.
See that? So clear. That means perfect, natural, pure, plain wisdom, truth. No lies, no figuring out nothing. We're going to have the pure, unadulterated truth, man. All right? We're going to have everything, every bit of understanding. Once the Lord puts his laws in that inward part and ignites that flame, meaning levels us up spiritually. Heightens our wisdom. So, all right, let's keep going. Where we at?
We were at
Baruch 5 and 3.
This is Baruch, chapter 5, verse 3.
Right, Isaiah 60 and 17.
It says, for Yahweh will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven.
Yeah, keep going.
For thy name shall be called of Yahweh forever. The peace of righteousness and the glory of Yahweh's worship.
See, we're going to represent the glory of Yahweh on the earth. You know what I mean? So us being glorified represents his feet being glorified. It said the weakness of Yahweh is more powerful than man. So we're like the lowest level of Yahweh, which represent his feet, his footstool. And we're going to be that glory of him in the footstool, which is on the earth. All right, we're going to be the foot that's stomping the ass. Yeah, the foot troops. Yeah, and the angels of the Air Force.
Right.
And you got Leviathan in the Navy. You got the IFOs, the oceans, the chariots.
We got them covered.
We good, man.
Space
We got
Force and
Yahweh.
everything.
Yeah. Yahweh is the command, like the commander. Yahweh Shai, the commander.
And that's crazy because when they fight wars, they have the command ship is an airplane that flies so high up the air it can't be seen over the radar, and they scope out everything via radar. Like the top generals, that's where they be at the whole time. The whole time fighting the war.
Even the Navy ships.
Yep.
Yeah, come on.
If you see a aircraft carrier, best believe there's a recon plane miles and miles in the air following it.
Out of sight.
Big
Out of sight.
circular disc on top of
Yep,
it. Be
yep.
watching everything.
Yep. That's Yahweh.
Right.
Off the radar, like you say.
Yeah, off the radar, can't even see him. He right in their face, they can't even see him.
It's crazy.
It's going in a different way.
What it say? For thy name shall be called of Yahweh forever, man. The peace of right, because no more nation is going to pass through us anymore and cause us to go off. We're not going to sin anymore. We're not going to have wicked teachers and prophets amongst us anymore. All right? The Lord said he's going to purge out the corrupt and wicked from amongst our nation. Purge out iniquity. Isaiah 60 and 17.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 17. It says, for brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron.
Right.
I will also make thy officers peace.
Right. Go back to verse 4 again. Baruch 5 and 4.
All right, Baruch 5 and 4 says, for thy name shall be called of Yahweh forever.
Right.
The peace of righteousness and the glory of Yahweh's worship.
See that? We're going to be called the peace of righteousness. We're going to be the peace officers that keep that righteousness on the earth.
Hey,
and kicking these nations' ass.
Standing up to the point of that New Jerusalem, man, city of peace. It's not going to be no more wickedness, none of that. You know, shit. Once again, as the elder said, we're going to be those policies upholders. The only peace that's not going to be, the only violence that's going to be given out is that us applying that policy unto the other nations that don't want to abide by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, man. That's the only violence you're going to see by us getting on your ass, man.
Oh, go to verse 18.
Hey.
Yeah, why not? Good.
Verse 18 of Isaiah 60, it says, violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy wall salvation and thy gates praise.
There you go. And that's forever from that point.
What happened outside them gates, though?
Yeah, so, that's right. He said it's going to be darkness outside the gates, outside of the temple. And so our gates, and that goes into Revelation 21 as well, the 12 tribes, 12 gates are going to be called righteous. And what else? Peace. That's what peace is. They looking for peace. When they shall say peace, peace, and sudden destruction comes. Right. But they don't know what peace is, man.
No peace until the wind.
How can they receive peace that have shown no peace? They don't know what it is. There shall never be any peace for the wicked. That's what the scriptures say. But for the elect of Israel, we're gonna know what peace is. We always say peace, brother. We don't know what that shit mean. We don't know what that shit mean, man. We about to find out though. That's why I tell my children, I'm like, yo, by this time next year, we could be in the kingdom. It's that close.
Yeah.
By this time, 2 years from now, we could be in the kingdom. It's that close. You got the election around the corner. They're pushing the digital system. The economy about to crash. We're in a recession right now as we speak. It could immediately turn to a depression, which would go with the evils growing upon the earth, even though the prices are low. You got chariots popping up. They're trying to assassinate the president. They're gonna go after it again. You got us waking up.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, it's close. They talking about the MOTB. Come on, man. It's close, bro. By this time next year, that transition could literally happen.
A series of events is definitely unfolding.
That's right. Yeah, and prophecy's moving so quick, can't even keep up with it. All right. So even if it ain't next year, I'm willing to push till we're 99. That's it. Grow old in that truth. Yeah. In that work. That's right, man. All right. Where was it?
Verse 5.
Let's move through these next verses and we're gonna go over to the point.
All right, it's Baruch 5 and 5. I'm gonna start back at 4. It says, for thy name shall be called of Yahweh forever, the peace of righteousness and the glory of Yahweh's worship. It says, arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about toward the east, and behold thy children gather from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One.
Right, and where are we at today? In the west. Basically what that means is we're going to be gathered from around the four corners of the earth. Matter of fact, somebody get that Isaiah 34 and 16. And it's another one where it says he's going to send out his angels. Let me get that.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth, it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he has cast the lot of them, and his hand hath divided it from them by line.
No, that was it. That was the point. You can break it down.
So
The,
come,
the gathering part.
Akon said, "For my mouth it have commanded, and His Spirit it have gathered them." Say, Akon, man, we got elect men all around the four corners of the earth, man. We got the righteous all around the four corners, predominantly over here in America. All right, Babylon, all right, which is the main salvation is going to be gathered from. But yet we have, we got brothers all around the scattered four corners of the earth, man. England, Australia, Madagascar, Canada. Well, yeah, Canada right above us, but hey, Jamaica, so forth and so forth, man.
Right. Somebody got Matthew 24 and 29. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yep, Matthew 24 and 29. My camera clear. Oh, that's
Matthew chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened.
So that's what's coming first, the tribulation. That's the time of Jacob's trouble, which is going to lead it to the ultimate hour of Jacob's trouble, which is the missiles and the hour of temptation. All right, tribulation. We were just talking about that. Economic collapse, famine, great death, plagues, all the things the Lord promised to protect us from in Psalm 91. Go ahead, brother.
And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven.
Right, and that's not talking about famous people, like the dude in Mississippi said. That's talking about the missiles falling from the sky. They will fall from the sky. They're not just going to be missile tests anymore. These stars, which like wormwood, is going to destroy this place, Babylon. All right, and it's going to have a nuclear fallout, which is going to blot out the light from the sun, moon, and the stars. Go ahead.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Right, the powers of the heavens. Yeah, it's talking about Esau and the rulership, but it's really talking about how the earth shall reel to and fro. They're the powers of the heavens, meaning the sun, moon, and stars. They're going to quake from this explosion on the earth. It's going to be like having the sun let loose in the earth's atmosphere. All right, without measure. All right.
Let me keep going.
Yeah.
Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Right.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet.
Right. So Yahweh Shai is going to show up in that big fathership, but he's going to send out his angels in chariots to do what? Go ahead.
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, and from one end of heaven to the other.
See that? So it's going to be from, what did it say?
From one end of the heaven.
From the four winds, north, east, west, and south. And from one end of heaven to the other. What's that say? Read it again. East and west. One end of heaven to the other. Yep. And from America over there to the east. And from the four corners of the earth. So from the west to the east.
Going back to it? All right, so all right. Baruch 5 and 5. It says, Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high and look about toward the east. And behold, thy children gather from the west unto the east.
Right, he's talking to the land of Jerusalem right here. You know? Because the land of Jerusalem misses us as well, too. It was flourishing with us there. You know? We were punished and our land was punished with us. So that land misses us there, man. It's needed for us to be there. Other than that, a bastard is dwelling in Ashdod. Look at all the wickedness and folly that go on in that place. So we're going to be brought back to that land. Go ahead. It's waiting on us.
It says, gather from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One.
See that? So the children represent, what did Paul say? We are now this day children of the Most High. All right?
Rejoicing in the remembrance of Yahweh.
There you go. All right, so somebody grab Proverbs 6 and 23. And then we're going to keep going with this chapter. Yeah. That's it. Stone Hill.
This is Proverbs 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light.
Right, so when the Lord said he's going to give us the light, it's talking about wisdom, it's talking about salvation, but it's also talking about the laws in our inward part, making us perfect. All right, so when the nations come into that light, into our glory, and they want to learn of us, that's what it's talking about, learning the laws of Yahweh and the ways of the Most High. That's light, that's righteousness. Go ahead.
And reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
See that? All right, so we're going to give reproofs of instruction in the kingdom. Heathens. Good. Oh, that was it?
Kind of.
All right, so now,
Got a quick interjection.
yep. Then we'll go back to Baruch 5 and 6. Go
This is
ahead.
Exodus chapter 35, verse 29. And it came to pass when Moses came down from the Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of the testimony in Moses' hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moses wist not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with them. And just going off that light of Yahweh Shem Yahushua was upon Moses. The knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding that the Lord gave unto Moses was so heavy, was so bright in this dark place that it shone from off of his skin. Also going into why these nations are going to bow unto our people, because when we're going to be given, Lord willing, will be of that number. When we be given new bodies and the law, statutes, commandments written in our inward parts, that light is going to shine. Is going to shine from our people as well. And they're not going to have no choice but to bow down to what their mortal eyes perceive as gods. Well, we'll be as gods. Honestly,
We ain't put no veil over our face.
right? You know, but yeah, exactly.
You're gonna see this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
That light of the Lord.
Yeah.
All right, this is Baruch 5 and 6.
Right. Matthew 13 and 38. Go ahead.
It says, "For they departed from thee on foot."
Right. So we departed from that land. See, remember talking to the land. Say, hey, oh Jerusalem, your children departed from you on foot. See that? But go ahead.
And were led away of their enemies.
So we were led away of our enemies, starting with Babylon. Go ahead. 586 BC.
But Yahweh bringeth them unto thee.
Right, but Yahweh is going to bring us back to that land.
Exalted.
So what is that? In the land where
What they were called on our people.
they should remember themselves.
Oh, that's Baruch 2 and 30, I think.
Yeah. Look at that one.
This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. It says, "For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am their power, Yahweh." It's like that I am Yahweh, their power. "For I give them an heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers,
That's everything.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished."
Fellas, we're going to be lords of it. Good. Lord Araya Allah.
Yeah. That sounds a lot better than Lord Rothschild.
Yeah, right.
That sounds lame as hell.
Lord Rothschild.
He told say, what's your name? I'm like, Lord.
That's all you need to
Oh,
know.
yeah. Ain't gonna be no that.
Me Lord. Yes, me Lord.
Said in Hebrew, Otto
Con.
All right. So, what was we at? We finished that one? Verse 6?
Verse 5.
Verse 6?
Yeah, verse 5. I'm on verse 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Baruch 5 and 6. It says, for they departed from thee on foot, and were led away of their enemies.
Right. So even in the 70 AD, it happened again. We departed on foot and were led away. You see that? From our land. Go ahead. But what? We're going to return in glory this time. Next time, man.
But Yahweh bringeth them unto thee, exalted with glory.
Exalted with glory, man, to fix up that place.
As children of the kingdom.
Right? And we're going to be as children of the kingdom. Children of the Most High. Matthew's 13 and 38.
This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 38. It says, "The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one."
There you go. That's very simple and plain. The children of the kingdom are those that are in this truth.
Right there, it goes to show how much the residue of our people, the poeticness of the scriptures and how our people still have that poeticness to say something like the field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares of the children are of the wicked one. It's just like the poeticness of it. It shows like there's that inkling of it, or still within our people, you know,
Today.
within the music and
It's
the salt of our people.
Yeah, it's that soul.
God, the soul.
Yeah, that soul on it. Yeah.
Metaphors and assembly.
Right.
Yep. All right. So now, for they departed from thee on foot and were led away of their enemies, but Yahweh bringeth them unto thee exalted with glory as children of the kingdom. That's his promise, to make us children of the kingdom. All right.
This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 2. It says, Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it doeth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And the point was that, beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh. So the whole world is waiting for them. Who are the children of God? Where they at? Well, now it's going to appear that who those are, and then we're going to appear to be like him, Yahweh.
People always forget that the disciples, who everyone holds in such high regard, who walked with Yahweh, were common men, and every man of honor who was written in the scriptures were just common men.
And also they call them unlearned man.
Right. So,
Somebody switch on.
I'll take it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Huh?
We can get active with some scripture and pictures. All right. Deep studies. It gets you, bud. You gotta turn up the energy, that's all. All right, so now let's get to the story. Baruch 5 and 7. Let's get to it.
Come on. Baruch 5 and 7. It says, For Yahweh hath appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance. I'm gonna read it again.
Mm-hmm.
It says, For Yahweh hath appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down, and valleys filled up, to make even the ground that Israel may go safely in the glory of Yahweh.
Now it should kind of start hitting you. Making sense.
everything out the way.
Right? So
You're going to make a valley as high as a mountain just so we can pass over it.
yo, check it out. For Yahweh hath appointed that every hill, every high hill, what's that? Every exalted nation. What's that? The high mountain. Somebody know that? Let's get that real quick. The high mountain. Because the hill and the banks goes into high mountains and also high hills. Oh man, what was that one, man? Oh, I forget what that was. What did it say? The banner upon the high mountain?
Oh,
Yeah.
Isaiah.
And they go into the gates of the nobles.
Yeah. Yep. Y'all know what's that? Just put it out. Somebody grab it. All right, bear with us one moment.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 1. Verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
That's right. All right.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Now, high mountain is talking about right now is America.
Yep. All right, now let's get Jeremiah 30 and 8.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8.
Right.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 8. For it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
See that? So once the Lord breaks the yoke from all these nations off our necks, especially Esau.
Right.
Go ahead.
I will burst thy bonds
and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Right, so they're going to burst our bonds too, which goes into sin. The Lord going to cast sin off, break sin away from us, which is a chain. And the Lord going to also cast the yoke of these nations off of us as well. All right, and they're not going to be able to serve themselves of us anymore. That's the only reason these nations had a chance of destroying us, is because we went off. All right, we went off and we sinned as a nation. So the Lord said that ain't going to happen no more once the Lord exalts us and breaks us from the chains of Esau. Go ahead. Verse 9, but they shall serve the Lord, their God, and David, their king. Right, so we're going to serve, King David's going to be back on the throne again in the kingdom. All right, go ahead. So we're going to serve Yahweh Shai, and King David is going to be the top tribe of Judah on this earth. All right, in Jerusalem, man. Yahweh Shai going to be there, David going to be there, King David, Abraham, Isaiah, Jeremiah, they're going to be the celebrities. The Lord going to point them out.
We got Samson. We got Jonah.
Come on down. I'm gonna run to the ring like WWF.
Walk down like Vince McMahon.
Verse 9, but they shall serve the Lord, their God. Right, we're not going to serve these nations anymore. Go ahead. And David, their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Right, go ahead. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. We don't even need to be in that land for the Lord to save us. He's going to save us from afar. Anywhere we're at on the earth, what can stop us from the love of the Most High and Yahweh Shai? Not even death.
What they call that? Life alert. Help! I've fallen. I can't get up. Press the button.
That button was pressed
right
from the first prayer that came out. That life alert button was pressed, and the Lord heard it.
Mind you, we was like can't get right in front of the eyes of the nation. Right. And they saw us in our dead state. Now they're gonna see us exalted. They ain't gonna know how to handle it.
Hey, Con, it's like the what they portray of our nation now, you know, with the hip hop, you know, with the reality TV shows, for us to come from that to royalty, you know, shit is gonna be a mental transition they ain't gonna be able to grasp on right away.
Not even that. Look at how our nation, look at the ghettos, how we killing each other, and you know, drug infested, you know what I'm saying, neighborhoods and shit like that, and we're like a reproach unto all the nations, and we look like the scum of the earth. We look like the scum of the earth. We appear to be the scum of the earth, to be exalted out of that, you know, and everlasting exaltation, because, you know, the nations looked at Esau the same way, as a base man, cave dwellers. He rose up cave dwellers to rule the earth, but they ruling it in wickedness.
One thing, a family member of mine, she always says, you know, whenever the topic of the scriptures or me calling myself an Israelite, the first thing that comes to her la'ab is, and Israel did wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and she'll bring up, oh, you know, what was that, Samuel? When, you know, the Lord is bringing up judges, she always says, oh, and Israel did wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and, you know, and the repetitiveness of it, but they're not understanding that Israel is the Lord's, and that's gonna come to an end eventually. You know, there's gonna be a conclusion, even more so a beginning, a new beginning, new heaven and a new earth.
Okay.
Wherein dwell with righteousness.
That's right. Somebody grab Ecclesiastes 10:7, and then Jeremiah 17 and 24.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7.
Right, that's what y'all was just talking about.
I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Right,
so we're the ones in low degree, but they exalt Esau, and what they say, folly is held in great dignity. But check this out. You know, this is something we couldn't do on our own, but all things are possible through Yahweh Shai that strengthens us. Jeremiah 17 to 24. All the way to 25. So
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 24. It says, and it shall come to pass, if you diligently hearken unto me, saith the Lord, to bring in no burden through thy gates of this city on the Sabbath day, but hallow the Sabbath day to do no work therein.
Right. So basically, summing it up, meaning keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. We can't do that on our own, especially being under these nations. Go ahead.
Then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the throne of David, riding on chariots and on horses.
Not seeing service upon horses, but seeing those princes where they should be, exalted upon horses. The horses we gonna have is chariots. UFOs.
They and their princes, the men of Judah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall remain forever.
See that? So if we could, but we can keep, if we can keep the laws, and the Lord would exalt us. But we already proven that we couldn't do it without Him. Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? So all thine enemies open their mouth against thee, they hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day we looked for, we have found, we have seen it.
They were confederate against us at one point.
So all the nations, they look at us, in our low state and say, is this the beauty?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the glory of the Most High?
Ooh. And that's why the Lord gonna exalt us to give praise to His name. Because us being in sin, we put Yahweh to an open shame. See that? Real quick. Isaiah 14, and I got this one. 16. That they that see thee, talking about Esau and the kingdom, shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? So now they're going to be the gazing stock. Instead of the nations mocking and looking at us, they're going to be the victim of circumstance, meaning the things surrounding them looking at him. The circumference focusing on the thing in the center that's standing in the middle. The victim of the circumstances around it. We became that. Now Esau's going to become, these nations are going to become that. So we're going to surround these nations. Minority. Thank you, brother. Yeah. There you go.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4. It says, we fools accounted his life madness.
Start at 3.
Verse 3. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometime in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints?
Right, so that's what they're going to be saying. 2/3 of our people are going to end up saying that because they're going to wake up and realize they're wicked, and the rest of these nations are going to be in anguish of spirit because they're going to be like, man, we thought they was the scum on the earth, and now they're being lifted up in chariots and what we used to call UFOs. And, how are they numbered up? How are they the sons of? That's when it's going to be manifest who the sons of God are. And they're going to be like, how are they the sons of God?
They were wicked, Lord. So, like, not all of them.
No, right. Jeremiah 50, where it says, all they that see them have devoured them, have said, we do no wrong because they've forgotten your laws, roughly paraphrasing. So they actually feel like they're doing just service by afflicting us like this, because they feel like that's where, like the Mormons say, we're supposed to be in the state we're in because we're ham or some stupid shit like that. So the whole world loves to see us in the condition that we're in. A, because we're made to reprove their thoughts, and B, they just really feel like we're nobodies. The Esau got the whole world convinced that we ain't shit.
Precept.
Interjection?
Kind of interjection.
All right, go ahead.
But just going to the point that Esau have an expected end as well. You know what I'm saying? Esau gonna perish altogether when he go into his 1,000 years of slavery. You know what I'm saying? But the precept that I want to bring was Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 7. It says, when a wicked man die off, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth. You know what I'm saying? And Esau's hope, all right, and his enterprise gonna be, you know what I'm saying, done away with, Khan. You know what I'm saying? Even his hope, he ain't gonna have no hope left in this place, man, because all his thoughts, all his establishments that he thought he had established is gonna be taken away and broken down, man.
Con, that wicked root is gonna be rooted up.
Khan up. And it says, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth. But it says the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. So ultimately, the wicked gonna get hell just like how we caught hell, but they hell gonna be worse than our hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the scripture says the wicked shall be held as a ransom for the righteous. We're gonna swap places. Like, all that destruction, because really we deserve to be destroyed because we're the ones that sinned. They're just wicked. They were built to be like that. But that destruction that's gonna come, he's gonna judge them according to the law and 2/3 of our people, but he's gonna judge us according to his grace and mercy.
When you were speaking earlier about the hope of the wicked, I met this Edomite. He does like day trading on the stock market and stuff like that. He was telling me like, today was a real bad day for me. And the stock market fell, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, I was like, he has his hoping, eat stocks and stuff like that. But he's like, when the stocks go down, I get really depressed, like physically ill. And I was like, and I know people have the hope and faith in the stock market, but I looked at him, I was like, he said he gets physically ill. He gets depressed. I was like,
you gotta understand, all their 401k retirement funds is invested in the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 2 weeks ago fell at a record a record drop that has never dropped like that before. So they're witnessing their whole livelihood just vanish right in front of their eyes.
Yeah, it's a world economy. It's 500 countries.
And even funnier, the first time that I met him, that the day afterwards, so he probably already said he was going to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't want to stray too far from the point.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 10, and it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Just backing up the statement that the bishop was making, basically, these devils, basically, they'll say, well, they sinning, Lord, how they got next, Lord? Backing up the Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 as well, where they put sin in our people's face, make our people willingly sin, and then accuse us before the Lord, go to the synagogues and the Talmud and shit and all types of stuff.
Accuse of our brother. That's right, bro.
I got a piece of interjection on that.
Somebody said that was
All right, this is Jeremiah 50 verse 7. It says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Right. So that's how they feel like, well, they around here sinning anyway, so shoot, we need to devour them. It ain't our fault that they fall. That's what they're saying. It's not their fault that we falling behind them, but they still gonna get a judgment behind that. And we still gonna get salvation no matter how they think about it.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 19. O Lord, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction, and the Lord is our defense. You know what I'm saying? It says, for the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Because, hey, they gonna understand that Make America Great Again, or Great American Dream, or the Jesus Christos, or whatever it is, they're gonna find that it was lies. And the men of the Lord had the truth the whole time, that they didn't want to hearken unto the voice.
Yeah, the Kaiser is calling themselves the people of the Lord. That started with Herod and them.
That's that leasing that's hard at hand.
Leasing is hard at hand. Lies.
Psalm chapter 91, verse 8. Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Right. This goes into when the elect go up into the chariots.
Okay.
Only with their eyes so they see the destruction. You know, it said in the seventh trouble, no evil shall touch it.
Job said he shall save these in 6 trumps.
There you go. That trumps, not troubles, yeah.
The seventh we shall be redeemed.
Right. Yep. Right. That was it. Go ahead. Nice and clear for the camera too, you know, because it's like far from everybody.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, if God cast away his people, God forbid, for I am also an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin.
Because you're right, son.
It don't matter what the Gentiles think. It don't matter what religion you follow. It matters the foundation that the Lord established. He loved Israel, chose Israel. So his salvation is for Israel. It doesn't matter what state the 2/3 in. The Lord is dealing with his elect.
Right. Because people think because while we went through generation to generation to generation that the Lord doesn't love us. But just like that, what is it? The one I told you actually to bring out Maccabees. Yeah, where it said, don't take this the what we go through as the destruction of our nation, but take it as chastisement of our nation. Roughly paraphrasing, just bringing us closer to the Lord.
They kind of like spiritual gradualism, if you will, getting us better for that day, you know.
Right.
It's like I say, it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at.
That's right. I know what you're talking about too. I can't take that minute to find it.
That's why I was just trying to get that.
Yeah.
You know what I want.
You can bring that up real quick when we get back to the lesson.
This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. What nation has not had a part in her kingdoms and gotten the first spoils? All these nations gonna take part in afflicting us. So all these nations gonna take part in that 1,000 years of captivity where they build up our kingdom. And that's the judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Time, brother. Beautiful preset. We're gonna take it right back into it. All right. Let's go back to Baruch. Right. Second Maccabees 3 and 37. It says this, and when the king Heliodorus, who might be a fit man to be sent yet once again to Jerusalem, he said, if thou hast any enemy or traitor, send him thither, and thou shalt receive him. I'm going to read it though. Receive him well scourged. If he escape with his life, for in that place no doubt there is an especial power of Yahweh. For he that dwelleth in heaven hath his eyes on that place, and defendeth it. And he beateth and destroyeth them that come to hurt it. And the things concerning Heliodorus and keeper, no, but it's another one that kind of says the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, don't you know that the Lord will destroy you for messing with this place? But
Right, for real, just like they whooped
It's around there.
he would come and give a report. Listen, let me tell you, bro, you keep fucking with these people, something's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, man.
And I'm part of it. He was what Heliodorus was Israelite? Yep. Yeah, he was one of our people, went in there trying to steal the stuff for them people, to bring it back to them people, them angels beat his ass and
yeah, and that's right, man.
I don't want to get jumped by no angels, bro.
He made an apparition to appear. Kick me. And other people left.
He had 2 angels beat him up. 3. I think it was 2.
It was 2.
Yeah, it was like 2 Mike Tyson fights standing next to him.
one Mike Tyson, one Kimbo Slice.
God.
Standing there waiting on him.
With spiritual power.
That's terrible. That's terrible. They talk about terrible when they see an angel. That's terrible.
They're pulling their punches.
Or 2 Artie Shavers or Sonny Listons.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Hold on.
It just shows that, you know, if the Lord will, He can protect us because we're the apple of the Lord's eye, and His nations have forgotten that, you know. The Lord said it. Look what he did to Babylon. Look what he did to Egypt. Look what he did to Assyria. Have you forgotten? These people have forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen to them for touching the apple of the Lord's eye. Look what he did to the Egyptians. Have not the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel?
Okay.
What you think he going to do now? All right. So right, man. So let's get Sirach 10 and 4. And then we go back to Baruch.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
See that? So in due time, so that season, that time that we were in captivity, it's been long. It's been a long seasons. And like Kabaz brought out, what nation have not taken apart and had the hand against us? You know, right? You know what it said?
Come.
All right. So let's read this now. Let's go, Baruch 5 and 7.
All right, this is Baruch.
So we know about the hill now. We read that, the high mountains. We read Jeremiah 8:30 and 8, all the way to 11. All right, let's read Baruch 5 and 7 first.
All right, this is Baruch 5 and 7. It says, for Yahweh have appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down.
All right, let's stop there. Go ahead, brother. Jeremiah.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 9.
Verse 8. Oh, no, okay, you was at 9.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 9, but they shall serve the Lord their God, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Verse 10, therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, with the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid.
Ooh, there you go. All right, Isaiah 40 and 3. Right, man. You're talking about the hills. All the high hills are going to be brought low. Go ahead, Amawan.
Come. It says, Baruch 5 and 7, for Yahweh have appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down, and valleys filled up.
Right, so now the banks of long continuance, that'll be like these kingdoms that's been ruling for a long time. These kingdoms that's been tormenting and passing through our nation for a long period of time. See that? All right, so now those are going to end. Those are going to have an end to where that river can flow how it needs to. All right?
One more verse.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 11, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee and measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
There you go. See that? So, all right, and now that goes into, even though the Lord put us in slavery, the Lord still got us here. And also, when the Lord brings that destruction, he's going to destroy 2/3 and leave a remnant of the elect. But he's not going to leave us altogether unpunished. That's Amos chapter 9. Meaning, somebody get that real quick? Damn, let's get it. Why not? Amos 9 and 10, 9 and 11.
Yeah. The sinners of my people.
Yeah, kind of.
This is Amos 9 and 10.
Right, the sinners of my people.
It says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In the day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as it in the days of old.
As in the days of old, yeah, go ahead.
That they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Yeah, we're going to possess all the lands of Edom. Okay, go ahead.
And all of the heathen which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this.
Right, eyes upon the sinful kingdom. Verse 8.
Jumping up to verse 8, it says, behold, Amos 9 and 8, behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the earth, destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
There you go. All right. So the Lord said He's not going to utterly destroy the house of Jacob. But He said what? What was the last scripture we were just reading?
You're saying He will build up raise up the tabernacle of David.
No, I'm talking about somebody will read.
Ashar.
Ashar. Yeah.
Verse 11.
11. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee and measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
See that? So we're not going to be altogether unpunished. There's going to be a punishment. But but that punishment, the Lord said, the wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, or vice versa. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
It's Baruch chapter 5, verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. So just because you got a little pull on the leash, don't mean that leash don't have an end to it. When the Lord ready to snatch you back and deal with you, He gonna snatch you back and deal with you. That goes for the nations and 2/3 of our people and just wickedness in general.
Right, brother. All right. Let's get that one. Let's deal with the bank of long continuance.
Did you want Isaiah 40 and 3?
Yes. Let's deal
Is
with
Isaiah chapter 40?
Because it said what? It said the bank of long continuance is going to end. The things that steer and that cut off the river, stop the flow of it, or that shake the river, that's not going to be there anymore. It's going to be a flowing river. Now, and then it said what? The valleys going to be filled up. So that goes into what? Us being lifted, the meat being lifted up, and also the valleys being pits, which would be traps for us. They're going to be filled up. No more traps on the earth.
I was thinking about terraforming, like it's gonna move the mountains out the way, making the ground low enough for us to walk upon, filling up the valleys, making the ground high enough for us to walk upon. So like complete like reshaping of a map.
Because you think about it.
You said something about terraforming years ago. I mean months ago. Remember that? That's like the first thing we spoke about.
That's what's gonna happen. The thermonuclear fire, all the elements being burnt up, like the scriptures talk about. So the whole place has got to be terraformed, like we talked about last week, because of the pollutants in the air, water, the ground, everything's polluted. So it's got to be basically
Pangea.
The whole map will be.
Yep. And it's going to be a spiritual terraformation.
Right.
So the Lord gonna have a clear path for us to the kingdom. That's right now. He said He's gonna prepare a table for us in the presence of our enemies. They can't do nothing about it. All right.
Isaiah chapter 40, verse 3.
Yep, let's get that real quick. All the way to 5.
The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Right. This is a prophecy about John the Baptist, who was also Elijah.
Make straight in the desert a highway for our power.
Right. So John the Baptist was in a scene, and he was sent out to the wildernesses of Judah, which is the desert, and he was told to go out there to get away from the wicked scribes and Pharisees that were running Jerusalem at that time. And he said, get away from them, and I'm gonna bring people to you, and that were already waiting for Yahushua, the prophecy of Yahushua. All right. So go ahead.
Verse 4, every valley shall be exalted.
Whoa. So all our valleys going to be exalted. They're going to be filled up, and we're going to be exalted. Go ahead.
And every mountain and hill shall be made low.
So all their mountains and their hills going to be made low. It's on point, right? Go ahead.
And the crook shall be made straight.
And the crooked shall be made straight. That's the rivers. You see that? That represents us being wicked. We're going to be made straight. All the crooked ways, the torments against us going to be made right. Go ahead.
And the rough places plain.
Right, and the rough places, what's that? The thorns and briars, where we couldn't get to the wisdom and see the wisdom, is going to be clear. Clear path, man. Plain, bro. Come on, man. I'm matching perfect with it, right?
Verse 5. That's lucky.
That's good.
You should go to verse 6.
5.
Verse 5. And the glory of the Lord Yahweh shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. For the mouth of Yahweh hath spoken it.
Then he said he's going to show our brightness to all the nations. All right, read that one more time. Isaiah 5 and 7, and then you got it up.
All right.
Baruch 5 and 7, it says, for Yahweh have appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down.
Yep. Hear that?
And valleys filled up to make even the ground that Israel may go safely in the glory of Yahweh.
It's like to make the ground even. It says to make even the ground.
So like to make even the ground.
No, but for
he's saying
to make the ground even. So there's gonna be like when you walk in the field, there's like a dip that you can't see because the grass is there. You shoot,
yep,
or something.
That's right.
Potholes in the line.
Right. Make even the ground. The ground is gonna be even. There's gonna be no.
Right. Psalms 16 and 17.
16, 17.
And Isaiah 11 and 16. Yep.
You want the other one first?
Yeah, Proverbs 16 and 17. Yep. And then Isaiah 11 and 16. Whoever gets this one.
I got Isaiah chapter 11, verse 16.
Yep.
It says, and there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt.
Same way.
Highway.
But this time we said what? Somebody get that? Should know what we said. The Lord brought us out of Egypt. Yeah. It should know what we said that the Lord brought us out of Egypt.
Land of the Lord.
Yeah, somebody heard that? All right, so yeah, man. Go ahead, Proverbs 16 and 17.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 17. It says, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul.
See that? So that highway, the Lord said there's going to be a highway laid out for us. But that highway is going to be clear. Nothing in our way.
No traffic.
No traffic, man. They can't stop this.
Hey, Con.
Can't stop it.
It's like you. Going back to the point, when they say the valley shall be lifted up, you know, a definition of valley is a low area of land between hills or mountains, typically with a river or stream flowing through it. You know, so with that being said, it's not, they won't be able to stop us, man. So those mountains and those hills are going to be taken out of the way. That's being us lifting up, that valley being lifted up. You know, so therefore.
Valley gonna be turned into a mountain.
Hey, Con. So we're gonna be that new new righteous government, you know, that righteous restitution of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Their ruling government.
Con.
Of which the water can flow. We gotta go into that too.
That resemble like a high tide or like a
Something else. All right, let's keep going. Where was that?
See?
I just read Psalm 16 and 17.
Yeah, Isaiah 2 and 1. Yep.
Isaiah 2 and 1, the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above all hills.
All the hills.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
See that? So they're gonna flow into us. So we're gonna be exalted above every kingdom and every nation. That's the hill. So read that one more time, please, brother. I'm on one.
Hold on.
Yep. You ain't gotta read the whole thing. I'm gonna stop you at the hill.
All right, this is Baruch 5 and 7. It says, for Yahweh have appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down, and valleys filled up, to make even the ground,
Go ahead.
that Israel may go safely in the glory of Yahweh.
There you go, bro. All right. Isaiah 2 and 1 all the way to 4 now. We already went to 4.
That was just verse 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountains of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
That's right, man.
Verse.
What's that? Ezekiel? Look at that, Ezekiel. Oh, Ezekiel 38 and 8. Yep. Zechariah 12 and 6. I already got it on here. Yeah, Ezekiel 38 and 8, man. That's right. That's it. He said what? We're gonna that Israel may go safely in the glory of Yahweh.
Ezekiel 38,
That's salvation.
verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
After many days thou shalt be visited.
Yep, talking about Russia. We in that time.
In the latter years thou shalt come into the land.
They're gonna come into the land, talking about this place, America. not the land of Jerusalem.
God,
The land that it's talking about is this place, America. Go ahead.
that is brought back from the sword,
Right, go ahead.
and is gathered out of many people against the mountain.
Right, so that goes with Revelation, I think it was 21 or something, or Revelation 20. But we gotta read that again. Go ahead, read that again.
The whole thing?
Yeah, that part where it said against.
Oh, okay. Against the mountains, oh wait, sucker.
See, yeah.
Of many people against the mountains of Israel.
That's right. So basically, read that again. I need it like clear.
Con. Is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountain of Israel.
Right, so we're the ones that's gathered out of many nations, but that people that's before us a place that's being brought back from that destruction. But where we dwell at, the bulk of it is here in America.
Oh.
But it says there, all of them dwelling safely without walls. Yeah, it's talking about these heathens in 2/3, but it's really talking about the Israel, the elect, dwelling here in a sense of safety. Feeling that we have safety from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, not safety from his government. So we're dwelling here as the nation of Israel, but without walls. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is our safety. And we're dwelling amongst these people that have a false sense of safety, which is in this world. All right? So in this truth, as we're marching towards the kingdom, we're moving in the spirit of safety and hope from the Lord.
Finish it?
That was it.
Okay.
Let's get Zechariah 12 and 6. We got a charger for it?
Type C.
Yeah, type C, right?
I got a cord.
Oh,
I got box.
a little charger.
Zechariah 12 and 3.
Good pass.
6.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12, verse 6. In that day will I make the governors of Judah like a hair of fire among the wood.
A heath.
A heath.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, heath of fire among the wood,
Right.
and like a torch of fire in a sheath. And they shall devour all the people round about on the right hand and on the left, and Jerusalem shall be inhabited again in her own place.
Yeah, that's right, man. So instead of us being tormented by these nations going back into that land, Revelation 21, when we brought down over that land, instead, what? We're going to be like a heath among the wood. What the hell is a heath? Or like, heath among the wood.
I think that's the name that they use.
I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's type in heath.
I don't know if you candy bar.
Let's type in heath real quick on Google. Heath. Yep, heath. So we're going to be like a heath among the wood and the stubble. That's the nations. You know, what do you use to start a fire or to inflame it? You use, chaff.
Chaff.
You use chaff.
This is heath. It says untilled land, tract of wasteland, especially flat, shrubby.
No, hearth.
Oh, hearth. Here. Oh, con.
I got it in the lexicon. It says, chaffing dish or coals, or for cooking hence, a wash bowl, a pot, a basin, a laver, a pan, a fire pot braiser.
On Google, I see it says the floor of a fireplace, the crackling blaze of the hearth, the area in front of a fireplace.
That's another one right here. It says
Hot.
It says He said, here fireplace, part of a floor on which a fire is made, also transferred use, house, home, a fireside, or burning place.
See that?
God.
So,
Platform or stage.
stage, man. Let's get that. Jeremiah 50 and 51 and 20. Yep. 51 and 20. Remember we read that saw servants servants upon horses and princes sitting in a low place. Well, watch this though.
Jeremiah 51 verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Thou art my battle axe, my weapon of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms.
So that's what the Lord gonna use us to destroy kingdoms, man, and to break in pieces these nations. All right, keep going.
Verse 21. And with thee would I break in pieces the horse and his rider.
Right.
And,
so read that again, brother.
verse 21. And with thee would I break in pieces the horse and his rider.
See that? You can match that with Revelation chapter 6. Esau, the rider on the red horse, the black horse, and the pale horse. So the Lord gonna use us to break all their power, man. All right, to bring them to their low place. It says what? Isaiah, what's that? 14. Somebody get that? Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14.
Yeah, and 1.
Keep going.
One second, let me get
This
this.
is Isaiah.
It's
It's Isaiah 14 and 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right, so the Israelite strangers, go ahead, shall be joined together. That's the Jews and Gentiles joined together. Israelites coming back together. Go ahead.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, so cleave to that which is good. So the elect going to be the teachers. The Lord going to set a standard with the elect first, and then the rest of the elect of Israel going to wake up through them. All right, the leaves of the trees. Go ahead.
It says, and the people shall take them.
What? What?
It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
There you go. They're going to get chaperoned right into the pit. Yep. Real quick, I'll make this point real quick. All right, so that was it. Let's go back to the verse now. Jeremiah 51 and 12, 21.
21. And with thee would I break in pieces the chariots and his rider.
No, the top.
20?
Stop at 21.
Oh. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with thee would I break in pieces the chariots and his rider.
Yeah, we can keep going. We already know.
Come.
All right, let's go to verse 24.
Verse 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea, the water, all the evil that they have done to Zion in your sight, said Yahweh.
So the Lord gonna do it to where we can see it. He's gonna do it all in our sight, man. Go ahead, keep on.
Verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain.
See, they're destroying mountain. They're the ones going back to the blessing that was given to Esau in Genesis 27 to gain the fatness of the earth and with the sword. They're the ones that set up to destroy our nation. All right, they're the destroying mountain. Go ahead, keep going.
Said Yahweh, which destroys all the earth.
Right, so it ain't about just the old nations that came against us, but it's about that last one. Somebody get that 2 Ezra 11 and 40, but go ahead, keep going.
I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and round thee down, rolling down the water from the rocks,
So they're gonna roll thee down from the rocks.
and will make thee a burned mountain.
Make thee a burnt mountain. What's that? Lucifer falling like lightning to the earth. So he's gonna roll his ass down. It's gonna be a rough ride down. That's what he's saying.
And that goes even more into Baruch. Now the mountains are going to be moved out of the way.
Now you gotta make sure you hear. I'll be testing the distance and stuff like that. Somebody read something?
No, you called out Baruch. I mean, second 11 and 1.
Yeah. 11 and 40, yeah.
Book of Second Ezra.
So it ain't just about them other nations, but it's also about what? Esau in these last days. The Lord gonna use Esau to pull down all the nations and kingdoms rulership. He said on his head gonna be many crowns when the house shall rise. And Daniel chapter 2 talk about the Lord taking them at the feet of that statue. All those kingdoms that started from Assyria to Babylon to the Persians and the Medes to the Greeks to the Roman Empire to their destruction. All right, go ahead.
Book of Second Ezra, chapter 11, and verse 40. And it says, "And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were passed."
See, the fourth one, that's the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
"And had power over the world with great fearfulness."
See, it's about them now. They represent that dragon in the sea now.
Okay.
You know, that's why the Lord called Esau that dragon. They're the new monster that's on the earth. That like you'd think Godzilla coming out of the water and scaring the hell out of everybody, but it's really Esau.
Ugly beast.
It says, "And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression.
Right.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit."
See, so long time, man. It's been a long time they had us in captivity since the Greek Empire. And then, of course, they fell for 1,000 years, but they risen back up. And they still sent a system against us called racism. And they set that against us, and religious systems and banking systems with incarceration techniques. And, you know, so they still going to war against us, man. All right? So they've dwelt for a long time upon the earth with deceit. All right? Anything else after that?
And the only remedy is destruction.
Verse 41, it says, "For the earth hast thou not judged with truth."
There you go. They judge the earth from wickedness. So now we're looking for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever."
That's it, right there. That's it. So no other nation is going to be able to take us down anymore. And this mountain is going to be exalted over every hill. The valley is going to be filled up. We're going to be lifted, exalted. And we're not going to go off anymore. We're going to be made perfect. And no nation is going to be there to hinder us. You know, hinder our growth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can't stop us from getting to the kingdom right now. You know what I'm saying? What God has for me is for me. The singing church.
Be a tree planted next to a river, and that river is going to be connected directly to the throne of Yahweh.
In a garden where they can't get to. So where thieves and moths cannot break through it and steal it, man. They can't steal it. So let's go to Baruch 4 and 29, all the way to 34.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 29. It says, "For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation."
Right, so this is the chapter right before chapter 5. It's explaining to you, Baruch is explaining, hey man, he was talking to the rest of the exiles, like on the movie Life. Remember? And they was in there together, they started realizing after years, like damn.
We really in it.
We really in here.
Yeah, because he was doing so many years, he was trying to escape.
He was trying to escape the whole time. Yeah. After a while, he realized, like, yo, we here, man. We slaves. I mean, we're prisoners. Thank you, brother. So that's what Baruch was saying. He was like, yo, look, I'm going to tell y'all what happened, man. This is why this happened. We went off, but look, the Lord's going to fix this, man. And all these nations that came against us and did all this stuff, he's going to get rid of them. He's going to lift us up someday. We just got to listen to him, trust him.
"For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation."
Come on, keep going.
"Take a good heart," verse 30 of Baruch chapter 4. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem.
Take a good heart. What's that?
Just
Sing to them of a vineyard of red wine. Don't sing to them of a vineyard of famine and poverty and destruction. But sing to them of salvation now, of good things, that the Lord loves us and he's at peace with us again. Go ahead.
"Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, For he that hath gave thee that name, will comfort thee. God damn. It's like, miserable are they that afflicted thee and rejoiced at thy fall.
See that? So now they're going to be miserable. That's Jeremiah. That's Deuteronomy 30. You know, we ain't got to get it though, but all the curses that came on us is going to fall on them now. We drunk of the cup, now they got to drink of the cup. So they ain't going to have time to be trying to pull us down and trip us up anymore, set traps for us and cut us off. They're going to be trying to get that fire out there. You know, asking us for help and introduce us to the Lord. Introduce them to the Lord.
He's like, this my boy.
Can you introduce me to your friend? Can you introduce me to your king? Like, go ahead.
Miserable are the cities which thy children served.
Yep. So all those nations around us are going to be miserable. You know, until they get some form of living after 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's not going to be like we go into that land and then we got to watch them still prospering, still building up Russia, still building up, and we building up too. It ain't going to be like that. They're going to be put down.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Go ahead. Nothing's going to
Miserable is she that received thy sons.
Right. Yep. Miserable is she that received that son. And who received our sons in the ancient times? Babylon. Who's the she today? The mother of harlots? The whore of Babylon, America, that received our sons. It goes into the land of traffic that cropped off the top of the young twigs and brought us into the land of traffic. The land of business, that's America. All right. So is the mother, so is the daughter. America is just like ancient Babylon.
For as she rejoiced, like it, for as she rejoiced at thy run, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation.
See that? They rejoiced over us. You know, there's a few scriptures that come on. I was trying to get through this. We're going to keep going. Oh, man.
I'm thinking about the Archetypus where it commemorated them coming into Rome with our people as slaves, like what's it called? The prisoners of war behind them.
That's right.
Verse 34. For I will.
Yeah, and it say Esau the shame gonna cover them for thy violence against our brother Jacob. And the Lord was wroth with us at first, you know. And
they furthered their affliction.
They furthered their affliction. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning.
Right. The Lord said, "What? I'm against thee, O thou most proud." It's talking about America, Babylon. All right. So the Lord gonna take away the mirth of this land, all the pride of it. What's that? Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51. You know. Also, it says, "Come down and sit in the dust, or the virgin daughter of Babylon, pure daughter of Babylon, the pure wickedness in this place." It's going to be brought low. Go ahead.
This is Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." So the Lord ultimately gonna uproot the wickedness of the wicked one, man. You know, and they're gonna be burned up in due time, man. Just as 2/3 of our people who consider themselves as the heathen, man. What's the saying? You are the father. You are the father of the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? And 2/3 of our people are falling after that, man. But it said that day coming shall burn as an oven, man, which will neither leave them root nor branch, man. So you how about some y'all shot gonna burn the proud, man? You know.
Right, brother.
Come on, but so like I got one more point though. My point was in verse 3, man. It says, "And ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. In the day that I shall do this, said the Lord of hosts," man. So hey, we're gonna be standing on top of these wicked ones, man. Just how they was on top of us. We're gonna be, you know what I'm saying, not boasting, but being on top of them, man. Being in rulership over them, man.
Right. We won't be boasting of ourselves, we'll be boasting of Yahweh Hashem.
Come on.
Right. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8. "Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. So, hey, we gonna have that rulership. We're gonna be back rulers of the earth under Yahweh Shai, under the Lord. And hey, when them heathens just go up, we're gonna be like the elder said. We're gonna be like the policeman.
Yeah.
Hey, as soon as we get that through the spirit, whap whap upside their head. Hey, we're gonna be breaking their ass off, like the scriptures say though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get out of line, hey.
Right. Can we get something else? Man, let's go to a parable real quick. Song of Solomon 2. Look at that. Song of Solomon 2. Verse 8. Song of Solomon 2 and 8.
This is Song of Solomon chapter 2, verse 8.
Right.
It says, the voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills.
Right. So that's talking about who? Yahweh Shai. Leaping upon the mountains and the hills. It means conquering the hills.
Yeah, the government's stomping on the head.
Yeah. Upon his head gonna be many crowns. Keep going.
It says, my beloved is like a robe.
Yep, my beloved, y'all missing the point, y'all. Yep, my beloved is like a robe.
Or a young heart.
A young heart means what? A captain or a leader. All right, he's a leader. A young heart or a young roe, youthful, powerful.
What's a roe?
Like a deer, but
okay.
but the main one, the what they call them?
I know a heart is like a buck.
Yeah, like the buck. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, like the buck. The buck is like the chief.
Chase.
The leader.
Okay, got you.
It says, this is Song of Solomon chapter 2, verse 9. It says, my beloved is like a robe or a hart, young heart. So like, behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh forth at the window, showing himself through the lattice.
Right. So he's looking for. He stands behind our wall. He's behind our. He stands for us. That's what it's saying right there. So he's our beloved. He's not standing for them behind their wall. He's standing behind our wall. All right. So where else was it? He's looking forth at the window, so he's watching from the heavens. It said like a lion ready to pounce. All right. Go ahead.
It says, my beloved spake.
No. He showed himself through the lattice.
Come on. It says,
Right.
It says, verse 9 of Song of Solomon chapter 2. It says, my beloved is like a robe or a young hart. Behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh forth at the window, showing himself through the lattice.
Right, through the lattice. The lattice is like the porch. You know, the porch, they got them down here in the south.
Like a screened-in porch.
A screened-in porch, but the ones that like the white.
Oh, you talking about the little things on the window that fall out at an angle?
Yeah, it's like this way and that way. That's a lattice.
Oh.
So he's right there watching through the heavens. It says the lion come up out of his thicket. And the thicket is what a lion hides in when he's ready to pounce. And they'll watch you from there. So the lion, your house is watching from the heavens.
Okay, so those porches like with the lattice, you can't really see through it like that, but you can see out that motherfucker clearly.
Yeah. All right,
You got it.
Yeah. Verse 10. It says, my beloved spake and said unto me.
Right, he's speaking now to us. All right? Before the Lord wasn't speaking to us anymore for a long time. Since 2,000 years ago. Go ahead, Don.
It says, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away.
See that? So now he's telling us to get up and rise, get our minds ready to depart from this place. Go ahead.
It says, for lo, the winter is past.
The winter is past. When we say to get at your flight is not in winter, so that represents things dying and being destroyed. So now the winter is past. The cold time and death is past. Let's keep reading.
It says, the rain is over and gone.
The rain is over and gone. That's spring.
Good. The flowers appear on the earth.
Yep.
The time of the singing of birds is come.
See that? And the flowers appear on the earth. What's that? That's the elect appearing on the earth now. Go ahead. And what? The time of the singing birds is coming. Who's the singing birds?
The men of the Lord.
Keep going, bro. Keep going, keep going. I
It
got
says,
it.
and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land.
Right, the word turtle represents wisdom. So the voice of wisdom is finally heard amongst us again. And in the kingdom, we're going to be in our land. All right, one more.
Verse 13.
Two more, maybe.
It says, the fig tree putteth forth her green figs.
Right, the fig tree represents the prophecies. Putting forth their figs. Go ahead.
And the vines with the tender grapes give a good smell.
There you go. So that means the prophets are giving off that wisdom, giving off the good smell. All right. So let's not lose that one. I'm gonna need this one again. The good smell. All right. The sweet savor. That's the wisdom that the elect gonna have. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Verse 8. Baruch 5 and 8. Don't lose where you're at.
All right, this is Baruch.
The sweet smell part.
Chapter 5, verse 8. It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the covenant, by the commandment of Yahweh.
See that? So now we're going to be overshadowed by the sweet smelling trees, which means the trees that bear wisdom, not the trees of good fruit, not corrupt fruit. All right? Not like Adam tried to do and hide.
Cover itself with fig leaves for that represent being covering itself with other nations.
That's this. Yeah, you know. Here you go. Jeremiah 2 and 20. Somebody, Baruch shot. Dang, here you go.
And then
please don't take it real quick, man.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 20.
Yeah, real fast.
For of old time I have broken thy yoke.
Okay, all the time, over time, in the ancient times, the Lord has been the one that delivered us every time. Go ahead.
And burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress.
Right, we always lied to him. He said, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. Go ahead.
When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest.
Every nation, once they get exalted, right, and every people, once they get exalted, we wander like a bull straying alone, or a donkey that's snuffing up the wind, that's not being fed the proper provender, by the farmers. Instead, is wandering wild, in danger of predators, also, and being poisoned. Go ahead, eating wild grapes.
Playing the harlot. Yet I have planted thee a noble.
Look, read that part. You forgot the under green, John.
God, it says, I will not transgress when upon every high hill and every green tree thou wanderest, playing the harlot.
See, under every green tree, we wandered playing the harlot. Under these nations, under any way we could hide under religions, any covering except for the shadow that the Lord put over us, which is light, and His protection. And His shadow represents His men today as well. All right. So, yeah.
This is back at Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, the fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grape give a good smell.
There you go. The vines with the tender grape is giving off a good smell. And that smell, where we at? Moreover, even the woods of the trees, right?
Come on, verse 8. It says, Baruch 5 and 8 says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh.
Right, Psalms 119 and 103. Psalms 119 and 103.
This is Psalms 119 and 103.
Second Ezra 2 and 12.
It says, how sweet are thy words unto thy taste, unto my taste.
That's right. So His words will give us the sweetness. All right. Go ahead.
It says, how sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than the honey to my mouth.
See, that's sweeter than honey. So those sweet trees and the essence that comes from it represents the wisdom. All right. So, and we get that sweetness from Yahweh, because every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Father, and that river that flows through the trees. Look at that now. All right, go ahead. We'll finish this real quick, and we're gonna get back to that.
This is precept.
Precept. Which one? What?
On the savor. This is Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 3. Because of the savor of thy good ointment. Thy name is an ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee. So that's him speaking the wisdom unto us. Because in verse before that it says, verse 2, it says, let him kiss me with the kiss of his lips, for thy love is better than wine. So that's us being able to receive that from you, how by Shem Yahushai, and speak it to be a shadow unto our people, speak it unto them.
Right, yeah, that kind of goes into the savor part too. And the savor being like the essence, the scent, you know. But now we want that sweet savor, and from the trees.
When we teach at the park under the magnolia tree when it's in bloom, and all the magnolia
pine trees too.
Magnolia has the same effect as lavender. So it's like magnolia has the same effect as lavender when we're out there teaching at the park we teach at. Just that sweet smell, that vibration that it gives off, of just calm and relaxfulness.
That's right. All right, let's get back to this real quick. Go ahead, brother.
This is Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 13.
Right, short and sweet. Look at it.
It says, the fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the vines with their tender grapes give a good smell.
Right, see that? So this is the time we're in now. So that's why the Lord said, go let them know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right? Now is the time to wake up.
It says, arise, my love, my fair one, and come away.
Keep on.
It says, oh, my dove, that art in the clefts of the rock.
Right, the clefts of the rock. What's that? Psalm 23. We dwell in the valley of the shadow of death. The valley of the Esau habitat. Yeah. Clefts of the rocks. Yeah. Looking at the cities and stuff too, though. You know? Yeah, man. You're right, though. We dwelling in the clefts of these mountains, though. That's what it really means. Because at that time, you had something called mourning doves. You can look them up. Mourning dove, not like daytime, but morning, meaning like sadness. And these doves, they would hide in the clefts of rocks. You know, and that's where they exist at, in the low places of the rocks. And there they start crying out, mourning. So that we represent those mourning doves that's crying out to the Lord. And the Lord like, yeah, cry out, I hear you. Yeah. Go ahead, read that again now.
It says, this is verse 14 of Song of Solomon chapter 2. It says, oh, my dove, that art in the clefts of the rock.
Right, the mourning dove, Mourning, mourning. Right? And what did the Lord say? Cast off the garments of mourning. Go ahead.
It says, in the secret places of the stairs.
In the secret places of the stairs. They hide us in the steps and in the cities, you know.
God.
Go ahead. In prisons too. Go ahead.
It says, let me see thy. It says, let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice.
Step out. Step out and teach. Wisdom cry without in the streets. He said that teacher shall not be pushed into a corner anymore. But thy eyes shall see thy teachers. The Lord said, stick out your face from the mountains. Like the morning doves, let them see your face. We ain't got to hide no more. Go ahead. But Esau wants to hide. You know.
It says, let me hear thy voice, for sweet is thy voice, and thy countenance is comely.
Come on with it, man. And that countenance is beautiful. He said, y'all beautiful now, man. You ain't ugly no more. Come on out. You know, you ain't got to hide no more. Come on out. I'm looking at y'all through the lens of your house shot now. You know? So now.
Signatures too.
That's what that's what I asked for? Yeah, so moreover, even the woods and every sweet-smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh. Let's get that now. Let's deal with 2 Ezra 2 and 12 all the way to 19.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 12. They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor.
That's what you just said. You know what I mean? The tree of life as an ointment of sweet savor. All right? Of sweet savor, what's that? Sweet smell. That's what we used to cast when we used to crucify or burn incense on the altar. They would give an ointment of sweet savor to the Lord. So now the ones that give off that sweet scent to the Lord now are the men in the truth, offering up spiritual sacrifice, where we give off a scent, and that scent, the Lord smells it, He likes it, and that's wisdom. That's what it means. Tree of life. Go ahead.
They shall neither labor nor be weary. Go ye, and ye shall receive.
Right. We ain't gonna labor nor be weary. we ain't gotta get it, but the kingdom of heaven come without observation. You know, it's not being built with chisels and hammers. You know, that's not a labor like the time of Nehemiah where we got to fight with a sword in our hand and build at the same time. Instead, we build upon the foundation a spiritual house.
That goes into Isaiah 34 and 16. My mouth that has spoken, my spirit that has gathered them.
Yep.
So that's how we build it through the sweet Savior.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a kingdom being built right in front of their face. And they can't stop it this time. They can't force us to be on defense with swords in our hands while we're building this one. These are swords we got right now. Cut to the marrow, to the bone, to the spirit. All right, go ahead. We're lifting spiritual weights.
Verse 13, go and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
Right, that was all the way to
that was just 13.
All right, early 19, yeah.
Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good.
See, the Lord gonna break all the evil in pieces. He gonna break the evil in pieces amongst our nation. And he gonna what? Create the good out of our nation, man. And that's what Baruch is talking about, right?
For I live, saith the Lord Jehovah.
Right, and they're gonna believe it when they see it. We believe without seeing that Yahweh is alive. We believe according to the truth, and that's part of our testimony that Yahweh raised him from the dead. Go ahead.
Mother, embrace thy children and bring them up with gladness.
Right, mother representing the elect in this truth, all right, or wisdom. Embrace your children. Embrace who? Enter into holy souls, you know, and they would flee deceit. So those are the children of darkness instead of the children of light. So wisdom is going to cling to the children of light, all right? So embrace them. Go ahead.
Make their feet as fast as a pillar.
That's right, man. Yep, we're hastening the day. Fast as a pillar, go ahead.
For I have chosen thee, saith Yahweh.
Fastened as a pillar.
Come on, that's the whole thing.
We're talking about...
it says as fast as a pillar, but a pillar doesn't move. The pillar is fastened.
There you go. Yeah. He said...
Come.
And he said, pray that the Lord make us steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the word of the Lord. Yeah, that's why faith is an action word, you know? It's movement.
Show me that faith by that works.
Yeah, by that works.
Verse 16.
Yeah, keep that power so I don't go to sleep.
And those that be dead will I rise up again from their places and bring them out of the graves, for I have known my name in Israel.
There you go, Ezekiel 37. So we were spiritually dead as a nation, but the first resurrection that's coming is the resurrection of the elect of Israel. And we know that, and that's what we're supposed to be teaching to our people, that we're going to be exalted over all these nations. Not all nations can be saved, like they're teaching this place, man. Like Vocab Malone is teaching, that every nation going to be saved. Like Hassad is teaching that all the nations going to have the laws and they're walking in the kingdom with us. No, they're going to be bound down.
It's like Vocab's going to be saved. He's going to go into slavery, right?
If he run, yeah.
Oh no, if he here, he done.
Yeah,
he done.
If Vocab is here in America, he's going to be missile food.
Yeah, like just because there's going to be people alive still, but that doesn't mean they got salvation. If you are at one of those targeted places for one of the missiles, you're done if you're not one of the elect.
You got famine, you got all kinds of stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean,
all around the world.
All around the world.
You know, so, and then you're going to have the elect coming down here, stomping people out.
Right. There's going to be very little people on this earth.
Yeah.
You might got him a little spot in a bunker.
Psych.
What vault he going to be in?
I don't know. You know.
Well, we don't know for sure. Allegedly. But the bullet still shall strike him through.
They're going to flee from the iron weapon.
Yeah. So, but the thing about him is he don't believe it. So how can you run from what you don't believe?
Right.
He don't know
So it's going to sneak up on him.
Exactly.
So the Lord got him in derision.
Yeah, he wants America to last forever.
Yep. Talking about you, Vocab. Malone. All right, so
That was at verse 17.
that was verse 17. Come on, let's keep
It's
writing.
like it's 16. Verse 17. Fear not, thou mother of the children, for I have chosen thee, saith Yahweh. For thy help I will send my servants, Esai,
Oh, that's Isaiah.
Isaiah, and Jeremiah, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared.
Let's pause. So he said for help, he's going to send. So what's our helper? It's truth, the scriptures. So Jeremiah was already gone during that time. So what he's saying is he's going to send followers that are in the same mindset as Jeremiah and Isaiah. He said, read again now.
For thy help I will send my servants Isaiah and Jeremiah, after whose counsel I have sanctified and prepared for thee 12 trees.
12 trees.
Laden with diverse fruits.
So what's that? Out of those 12 tribes, you're going to get what? Go ahead, keep going.
And as for many fountains flowing with milk and honey.
Many fountains flowing. You know? Go ahead. He said what? He said what? Drink water from thy own cistern, and let your waters be dispersed in the streets. Not wells without water. Go ahead.
And as for many fountains, flowing with milk and honey, and 7 mighty mountains.
Whoa, 7. Where'd you get that? From the time of the ancient prophets, all the way up until with the 12 tribes of Israel, you're going to get 7 mountains. That's going to continue in that spirit of Isaiah and Jeremiah. 7 churches of Asia Minor. It's right there. All right, so that was it on that?
Law. And 7 mighty mountains, whereupon there grow roses and lilies, whereby I will fill thy children with joy.
What's that? The leaves shall be for the healing of the nation. So through us, the crops, we're going to see the result, the harvest through us. So all of that watering, all that flowing from the river, the result's going to be shown with us. You know, the harvest, the crops blossoming, you know. So now, with that in mind, let's go back. It said 12 trees, right? Let's go to back to where was that?
All right.
Baruch 5 and 8.
All right, this is Baruch, chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet-smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh.
See that? So every sweet-smelling tree, not every corrupt tree. They got to have that sweet-smelling savor. Let's get that. Isaiah 27 and 6. Let's move around a little bit. Yep. Isaiah 27 and 6. And Jeremiah 2 and 20.
Isaiah 27 verse 6.
See, he said 12 trees. Go ahead.
He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root, Israel.
Right, so we're taking root now. Right, go ahead.
Shall blossom and bud and fill the face of the world with fruits.
There you go. So we're going to blossom and bud as an evergreen tree, as a mustard tree, right? And then we're going to be shade for the rest of our nation in these times, all right? As a shadow of a rock in a weary land. So, all right, so now that water is going to flow all the way from Yahweh through Yahweh Shai to these 12 tribes, which represent the elect, starting with the 7 churches of Asia Minor, with the teaching to the Gentile Israelites, all the way to us today, which we're in a Gentile state of mind, and we're blossoming and budding up, just like it said, the flowers and the lilies and the trees for the healing of the nation. Go ahead, brother.
This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 30. I also came out as a brook from the river and as a conduit into a garden.
Right, that conduit is Yahweh. A conduit is like a channel.
That directs the flow of the water. It says, verse 31, I said, I will water my best garden and will water abundantly my garden bed.
Right.
And lo, my brook became a river and my river became a sea.
There you go. Because there's nothing in the way. There's nothing in the way to make it into a river anymore. Now it's going to become a wide open sea for life to dwell in. Revelation 22. Let's get that. Go ahead, bro. That was it.
22.
Just want to get to the point. Yeah, just point. All right.
22 and 1.
Yeah, 22 and 1. We're just gonna go to 2, and that's it.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 1. And he showed me a pure river of water of life.
All right, pure representing clear and plain. All right, flowing to who? Go ahead.
Clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb.
It's a conduit. Go ahead.
In the midst of the street of it, and of either side of the river.
Right, in the presence of this river, in the presence of Yahweh, on either side of it. Go ahead.
Was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits,
right,
and yielded her fruit every month.
There you go, the tree of life, which bare 12 manner of fruits. There you go again. Remember that? In Second Ezra, where it said 12 trees, right? And it said what? It yielded its fruit every month, meaning what? In due season. You know, in season, out of season. So our job is to yield our fruit when the time is right. All right, go ahead. In due season, meaning now, this is the time.
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
Right, the leaves of the trees, the leaves that grow from us represent the healing in the scriptures and the lessons that we do. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is going to be for the healing of the rest of the elect, all right? To heal our nation from the wounds, man. You see that? So this river that started off as just a river is going to grow trees. It's going to grow life that can live in that river now, that come from the trees. You know, once you get trees around the river, they start dropping things in the water, which brings more life. So this whole river is going to be teeming with life by the end of it.
Animals go towards the tree for homes or for whatever.
So that represents first the elect, and then eventually it's going to be everybody, all the rest of Israel. You know? So, all right, so now let's keep going. So that's the 12 trees. So these trees are going to be the shadow for Israel.
Kind of setting up the environment for the nation of it, setting up the environment for the nation of Israel.
Right. All right. And as they make their way back towards the right way, we're right there to shade them and cover them and comfort each other. Help with the rest process. And returning and in rest. But ye said no. That's what he said to us. You know what I mean? So let's keep going. Jeremiah 2 and 20.
Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and have burst thy bonds, and thou hast, what's that say?
Yeah, played the harlot.
Has, no, wait,
This ain't even, go ahead, you read. Go ahead, read.
all right, it says, for of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidst, I will not transgress. When upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot.
There you go. All right, so the Lord is saying what? Get from under those corrupt trees and get up under the righteous trees that have life and that bear righteous fruit.
Damn.
And listen to the men of the Lord, because they're going to shadow you with the shadow of Yahweh, the covering of Yahweh. All right, so that's what this whole chapter is talking about. Isaiah 61 and 3. What about Rashad? Isaiah 61 and 3, and then 2 Corinthians 2 and 14.
Isaiah 61 and 3. To appoint unto them that
That more?
mourns
Yep.
in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, oil of joy
Oh, we already read that one too. Yeah, go ahead, keep on.
for mourning,
Mourning, yeah.
the garment of praise, for the spirit of heaviness, that they may be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, and he might be glorified.
Yep, that he might be glorified. All right, so the Lord is what? He's the one that's planting us by the river that's flowing from him in this truth. And also what? We're going to be called trees of righteousness instead of trees of wickedness and corruption.
God.
The Lord's going to purge them out. They're going to be like branches that are made for the enemies to use and burn.
Righteous ecosystem.
Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 27 again. Get that, yep, there you go. Isaiah 27 and 10, but Baruch somebody read.
This is Isaiah chapter 27, verse 10.
Right, all the way to 11.
God. It says, yet the defense city shall be desolate, and the habitation forsaken.
Right, so this happened when we didn't listen. All right, so we call it what? Corrupt trees that were of no use. This is what he do to the corrupt tree. How should I do when he walked up to that fig tree? That didn't bear fruit. He cursed it. And he said, bear fruit no more. You know? So you'll see a camp like Sakari, you know what I mean? Or IUIC. But they don't bear that righteous fruit. They don't bear the wisdom. They don't have that sweet savor.
Assad is the proof of that.
Proof.
Been in the truth so long, and then you stumble over the nations and revelations.
Few things now. Yeah, they're bugging.
He even says it's okay to trim your beard.
No, remember that?
This is again back at Isaiah 27 and 10. It says, yet the defense city shall be desolate, and the habitation forsaken.
Right, first we were defense. We had a defense around us. Just like Job. You know? But what happened when the Lord removed that hedge around us? The devil could creep in. But now that's not gonna happen anymore. Go ahead, brother.
And left like a wilderness, there shall be, so like there shall the calf feed, and there shall he lie down and consume the branches thereof. When the boughs
branches thereof. See that? Yep. They sat down. They're gonna feed on it and consume all the branches. All the what's a branch? A branch is like a useless. You know, for fire. It made for fire or to be trampled under the foot. All right. We want to be planted. We want to be thriving by a river. Not branches broken off. Go ahead.
Thomas says, when the boughs thereof are withered.
Right, withered. What happened to that tree that didn't bear fruit? It was withered. He said, the leaves thereof shall not wither. Go ahead.
It says, when the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off.
They're going to be broken off.
The women come and set them on fire.
The women represent the nations. The nations come and grab them and set them on fire. Go ahead.
For it is a people of no understanding. Therefore he hath made them, therefore he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor.
There you go. All right, so we want to be trees planted by the river and for the master's use, not trees that are broken off like these guys. You know, that bear no fruit. You know, we want to be like Aaron's rod that budded, even though it was broken off. You know, that represents Yahushua being brought back to life, even though he was struck. And he still was brought back to life. That's us being broken off, but still budding and being brought back to life. Yep, not being attached to any tree. So let's keep going. Where was that? 2 Corinthians 2 and 14, maybe?
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Now thanks be unto Yahweh, which always causeth us to triumph in the Mashiach.
That's right, man. He always causes us to triumph in the anointing. Yeah, go ahead.
And maketh manifest the savor of his knowledge.
Ooh, so he's making manifest on this earth the savor, that sweet savor of his knowledge. Go ahead.
By us in every place.
Yep. By us in every place. Wherever we are, he's making manifest his sweet savor. Through those trees, wherever they're planted around the world. Bringing air or bringing life to wherever we at. Go ahead.
For we were unto Yahweh a sweet savor of a Mashiach in them that are saved and in them that perish.
See that? So we're a sweet savor, either for good or for bad. To some, it could be bad to death, and to some, it could keep on.
Verse 16, to the one we are the savor of death unto death, and to the other the savor of life unto life. And who is sufficient for these things?
Yeah, who's sufficient? What lot you gonna follow, brother? Is it gonna be life to him, or is it gonna be death to him? You know? Yep, that's right, man. So the stone that the builders refused, so it's cursed that they fell upon that stone, but even worse, when that stone returns to fall upon them. You know? All right? So, that was it. No, that's all I need. All right, Psalms 121 and 5. Yep, can you read, we're gonna go back to that for Baruch in 1 second.
All right. Psalms 121 and 5.
These those leg numbing lessons.
Psalms 121 and 5.
Yes.
The Lord is thy keeper.
Whoa, what? The Lord is our keeper, man. He's like a vineyard, the keeper of the vineyard. All right, go ahead.
All right. So the Lord is thy keeper. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is thy shade upon the right hand.
Yep. So he's the shade upon that right hand. So can you read that real quick? Don't lose where you at though. Baruch 5 and 8.
It's Baruch 5 and 8.
Right. So any shade that we say we're given and covering our people, it comes from the Most High.
Okay.
You know. So anything that we covering spiritually, it comes from Him.
Oh, and that's like humility. That's all.
Humility. Yep. Go ahead.
Baruch 5 and 8. It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh.
Ooh, go ahead.
All right. This is Psalms 121 and 5. And 5, yeah. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
Right, because during the times of King David, that's who wrote this, Psalms 121, right? Yes, the King David. At that time, they used to travel in the sun, blazing sun, or at nighttime. When things would get cold, or nocturnal animals, or during the heat, they would pass out from heat stroke. Well, it was the Most High was literally showing spiritual power at times and covering them, giving them shade from trees along the way, just like He did with us when we came out of Egypt, when we went through that place of the 12 palm trees. Remember that? There was 12 wells and 12 palm trees. They still there to this day. Yeah, they're the oasis. He led us there for shade and water. So now the Lord is doing that again and leading people to the shade and water in this weary place. Yep, and we got the shade. All right, go ahead.
All right.
All the way to,
verse 6.
Yep.
All right. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
No, so the sun and the moon today represents persecution, affliction. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. All right. Psalms 91.
Verse 7. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul.
That's what it represents, just preserving us from all evil. All right, go ahead.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Forevermore. Yeah, we say that Passover, man. Come on, man.
It's like Psalms 123. Yeah.
It's 121.
It's 120. Okay.
Yep. So he's our shade on our right hand, man. Yep. And he's gonna bless us going into the kingdom and coming out of this place. All right. That was it, I think, right?
All the way to 8.
Yep. So let's read Isaiah 60. Oh no, go ahead back to Baruch.
All right, back in Baruch 5 and 8. It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh.
See, it's His command to have us doing this. All right. One man watereth, another man planteth, but it's the Most High to give us the increase. And the fruit that we bear, what does that say? What does it say? Matthew 7 and 16, I think. Matthew 7 and 16. Real quick. Then we got like 2 more precepts and we can wrap it up.
Matthew 7, chapter 16. Chapter 7, verse 16.
Like 20 minutes and we're done.
Ye shall know them by their fruit.
This is me. This is a whole slab right here. Go ahead, bro.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Right, you're going to know them by their fruits, man. So we know which trees to get the shade from. Because some are trusting in the shadow of evil.
Evil, come
Right,
on, bro.
right, easy.
Right?
Oh, come
It's
yeah,
right
come
there.
on, bro.
It's right there. But us, we trust in under the shadow of Yahweh. We trust the elders. You know, we trust this camp, our brothers. All right. Go ahead. You keep going.
Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?
Thistles, yeah, because you can't get no fruit from thistles. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit.
There you go, man. So we're here to bring forth the good fruit. All right. Go ahead.
But a corrupted tree brings forth evil fruit.
Yep. So you got two classifications of trees still on this earth: the good fruit and then the corrupt fruit. All right. So we are to run from under the corrupt trees, because they're gonna get hit by lightning.
Hey, Con, if I may add on, specifically,
Got
I
my
don't.
attention.
It's this tree in Florida, found in South Florida. I forget the name of it, but it's a type of apple tree. And if you eat the fruit of it, you will be poisoned. You'll die. And also, if you stand up under it while it's raining, it'll burn your skin.
That's a bad tree.
Hey, Con.
Ain't no magnolia. Yeah.
What part of Florida?
South Florida.
Yep. All right. So, you keep reading.
Verse 18. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit.
Yep.
Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Verse 19.
Right, because they don't have the water flowing through them.
Come.
That's right.
Keep going.
Yeah, all the way 20.
Verse 19. For every tree that brings not forth good fruit is, what's the word?
Hewn down.
Hewing down and cast into the fire.
See that? They're going to be hewn down, just like we just read. Trees of no use, that's made to be trampled under the foot of man or foot of fire, or to be plucked up by the women and gathered, being in the nations, going to be plucked up, martial law.
Damn.
They're going to be used to maintain the state of this world. You know, many shall be taken in a great number, falling for the deception of this place, the New World Order. So they're going to be made for that. But us, we're made for the kingdom, you know. We're made to beautify the kingdom, man. So let's keep going.
Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruit ye shall know them.
There you go, man. So that's what we're supposed to be looking for in this time. Those that bear the Urim and the Thummim, you know, those that have the righteous fruit that can edify you and get you closer to your Yahweh Shem Shah. Not come out there with guns and, you know, hats on their head teaching all these crazy
Marching down the street.
Yeah, wayward doctrines and what do they call that, man? Extras, you know, doing extras. Theatrics, thank you. Theatrics, it ain't about all that. Our job is to just be a pillar in the society and bear, hold the water and bear the fruit and shed our leaves and give shade as a tree is supposed to do and grow and stretch out our roots and dig the roots down deeper. That's what trees do. I literally got roots growing into my wall because the motherfucking tree next outside is stretching out his roots because the closest one to the water. Yeah. So it's stretching out his roots, making room, busting through the wall. That's what we're here to do.
What it's going to do eventually break the foundation.
Break the foundation.
Well, I mean, I was talking spiritually.
All right, so I think that's it on that. Let's get back to
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead, brother.
One thing about trees is that you can tell how far the root system goes out by how far the branches grow out. So if you're looking at a tree, you see the branches real spread out. That's how far the roots are going too. So that's spiritual. That's spiritual itself. You know, just bearing a whole bunch of fruit. That means it's rooted. It's rooted like that.
Woo, it's deep. It's deep. Because I got these plants that I'm growing, and they always die off because I ain't digging deep enough. I realize that. I got a little tiny little dish. It's like flat. I got some plants I'll be growing. I'm growing what they call them things. Damn. Huh?
Moringa.
No, it's papaya. Then you got another one.
Mango?
Guava,
Mango. Then you got another one
passion fruit,
with a P.
papaya. You said papaya though.
I always eat it, but y'all don't like to eat it. The pink.
Peach.
No.
No, we like peach.
Huh?
Grapefruit?
No, not honeydew, but the other one.
Oh,
Cantaloupe. Give it a C.
I would have said that.
You tricked me.
It's a P in there somewhere.
See me out there.
So I'm growing some of that. So you know that ain't gonna grow on no little thin surface. I realized I gotta dig the roots deep. So yeah, man. All right, let's finish this up, yo. We got 2 more precepts. That's it.
Baruch.
Go to 8 to 9 and we can wrap it up.
All right, this is Baruch, chapter 5, verse 8. It says, moreover, even the woods and every sweet-smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of Yahweh. For Yahweh shall lead Israel with joy in the light of his glory, with the mercy and righteousness that cometh from him.
Let's read that again. Isaiah 60 and 18. All right, all the way to 21.
It says, for Yahweh shall lead Israel with joy.
Oh, my bad. I was talking about Isaiah 60 and 21. So, like, appreciate you too, bro.
Says 60
A lot
and
of
20.
enthusiasm, man. Isaiah 60 and 18.
16, 21.
60
16 and 18 all the way to 21.
Yeah. Huh?
You said 60 and 18 all the way to 21.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 18.
Yeah, nice and loud, bro.
Violence shall no longer be heard in thy land.
Right. Violence shall no longer be heard in our land, man. Once we in that land. Go ahead.
Wasting nor destruction within thy borders.
No more wasting, no more destruction. So no more nations gonna come up against us. That's why he said the Lord gonna put down all the hills. All the what's it? Banks of long continuance. And the valley shall be filled up. Go ahead.
But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise. Verse 19. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee. But the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, thy God, thy glory.
He's gonna keep us righteous, man. He's gonna make sure we never fail again. Ain't that something, man? All right. So that way, he said we're gonna be in the light of His glory forever. All right. We're gonna represent. That's why I said His footstool on the earth. You know, His feet. That's on the footstool. 21.
Isaiah 60 and 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands,
Right.
that I may be glorified.
See that? And with labor, He had planted us and farmed us and tilled the soil. And this time, the vineyard never going to be corrupted again. We're going to be perfect. You know, never come up out of that land again. Never be tormented again in that land. You know, never be deceived. You know, into going off like they did here in America. Right. All right. So Isaiah 2 and 5, and that's Isaiah 2 and 5. And then Revelation 21 and 21. And we got any other precepts?
This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 5. It says, O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of the Lord Yahweh.
Hey, come on. Let's walk in the light of the Lord. Take my hand, brother. That's how they be in church.
Grab your neighbor's hand.
Yeah, that was it. It's a
21, you said Revelation 21 and what?
21.
21 and 21. So,
This is Revelation chapter.
so who is he talking to? When the Lord said, walk in the light of it. He's talking to Jacob. He said, come, Jacob, let's walk in the light of the Lord. Not, see, he's a nation. All right? Go ahead, brother.
It's Revelation 21 and Revelation 21 and 21, it says, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was
several
one.
gate, yes.
Huh?
Every several gate. You need somebody else to read it real quick?
Every several gate was of one pearl, and the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass.
There you go. All right, that's transparent glass, man, and that's literally good. You can keep going. Oh. So that's literally talking about everything's gonna be perfected, man. You know, some say it's gonna be a glass on the ground, but you know.
It says, and I saw.
That also goes into the wisdom as our foundation.
And I saw no temple therein.
So it's not gonna be a temple until it's built by our servants. So we're gonna have chariots. We're gonna be in chariots.
Bling, bling.
Yep. Coming out of those chariots, kicking ass.
Yeah. You say the goal is like our foundation.
Yeah.
And in a physical sense, when you be like Esau gonna be mining gold.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother. You nailed it, bro.
It says, for the Lord Yahweh Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it.
See that? So that's gonna be our temple, man. That's gonna be our protection, our fortress. Right?
And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it. For the glory of Yahweh did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
Right, that goes hand in hand with Isaiah 60 and 18. And Baruch 5 and 9. For Yahweh shall lead Israel with joy and in the light of his glory. See that? With the mercy and the righteousness that cometh from him, but it's going to be forever this time. Go ahead. Big fact.
Verse 24. It says, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it.
Right, the ones that are going to be saved are talking about the elect of Israel, Jacob. The brother just read that. Isaiah 2 and 5. Come, Jacob, let us walk in the light of the Lord. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor unto it.
So that's how they're going to show up in the
So
kingdom.
that's the other nation. You can see that.
Yeah, the other nation's going to show up in slavery.
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there.
Right.
And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it.
Right, so we're not gonna have yeah, there you said it right, yeah. So we're not gonna have to shut our gates. Usually we have to shut the gates for any type of robbery and thieves that would come in at night. That way you get the whole needle gate terminology. But in this sense, we're gonna leave the gates wide open 24/7. But that gate so that robbers and thieves couldn't get us at nighttime. But we ain't gonna have to do that. We're gonna leave the gate wide open, chilling with the windows open. You can't do that now.
Yeah, right.
What's your nigga wolf?
We ain't got to worry about. We ain't got to worry about. Yeah, we huh? Oh,
Wide open. Window
wide
open.
open. Well, yeah, and we ain't got to worry about smaller things, even mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Perverts looking at your children. You know what I'm saying? Or your wife. You know what I mean? Neighbors gonna be neighbors again.
Verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that's defiled, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie.
See that? So that's the Lord making us perfect. And he's starting that now. That way he says the judgment shall begin at his house. And he said he shall thoroughly purge his floor. So that means Amos 9 and 8, he said what? Close up the breaches thereof. Meaning so that 2/3 of our people can't get this truth. Even if they, Ezekiel 38, and they stand upon their feet, a great army, but with no breath. They don't have that breath. They don't have the wisdom flowing through them. So, yep. So that's them, man.
It says, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
There you go. So we want to be written in the Lamb book of life, man. All right. So yeah, man, that's Baruch chapter 5. I guess we went through the whole chapter. But yeah, we went through. I got like 4 more precepts, so I'm just kind of spared everybody. So yeah, man. Yeah, again, this was in 581 BC. This was Baruch prophesying to the exiles that came out of went into Babylon after the commands of Jeremiah, saying, "Go into Babylon, and there we're going to receive our punishment." But the Lord said, sent Baruch and said, "Hey, keep the faith, because we're going to come out of this on the end, and we're going to be on top. And the Lord going to put all these nations down, And we're gonna have a pathway to the kingdom, and nothing's gonna be in our way.
Clear path.
All right. So yeah, man. With that, anybody got any precepts? Sure. They're good. All right. Yeah, we're gonna wrap that up, man. I feel like we just started, but yeah. All right. So we're gonna end it. We're gonna say Ka. Malaya. La. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Ba'ashem. Ha. Rakah. Kodash. Ma'ama. All right. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters that really showing support and following the Lions Den camp, man. We appreciate y'all.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Keep pushing DTA.
They ain't putting me to sleep.
I was going to say